real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. Real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for joining me wherever you're watching from. I really appreciate it. Happy 4th of July holiday to all my viewers and subscribers in America who celebrate that. Some of my subscribers, they don't celebrate it, but I did when I was there. Be careful out there, man. Remember, people always think they can drive better when they're drunk. I was one of those people, and I was so glad that I didn't kill anybody, because many days I woke up at the stop light with my foot on the brake, sleep. Never got a DUI, so I'm really lucky. But everybody's not so lucky. What's up, Pooh Bear? What's up, Luis Martinez? Yeah, the peso is still flying high over here, where the dollar's flying high, 54.98. So you might as well say 55. It's off the chart. I'm going to do a video on how to take advantage, how to get the most out of that exchange rate. Because a guy made a point. He said, Calvin, yeah, it's 55, but by the time you send it to yourself, the banks are going to take their chunk out of it. That's why it's better to just make one transaction. You have to know how much money you're spending. Just do it one time. But even if they take a chunk out of it, let's say it's 55 and they take a chunk out of it, they're going to take a chunk out of it anyway. It's a lot better than them getting their chunk out of 52 to the dollar. But I got your point, brother. And it was a good one. Hey, Gertrudis. Thanks for joining us. Also, on that last video, I forgot to tell you when I said it's expensive. You're responsible for her children, too. Even though they're not yours, you're responsible for 10 years. You've agreed to that affidavit of support. You're responsible for her child, so our children. And a lot of guys, we don't really know that when we enter into these agreements blind, and we find out too late. There's OG Fred. What's going on, Fred? Happy 4th of July.
Well, thank you, Calvin. Happy 4th of July to you also. Hey, brother,
Yep.
You sure have been doing a lot of traveling lately. I've been enjoying those blogs.
Man, I'm tired, though. That's why I'm supposed to be in Davao right now with TJ and his crew.
Yeah.
Shout out to TJ Johnson, man. I apologize. We had to politely turn him down, Fred. I was wore out.
You ever thought about this? Did you ever think when you first started, doing your blogging, that it would blow up the way it has, and all the people you've met, all the traveling you've been doing lately?
Absolutely not. If you'd have told me that I was going to get 1,000 subscribers, Fred, I'd have been shocked. I will. If you go back, I damn near had a party when I got 1,000 because I couldn't believe it. We got the cake and everything.
Well, your videos get so popular, and thanks for recommending Chocolate Man in Thailand. His videos are cracking me up.
Yeah. I knew right away. I said, why haven't I been following this guy? To be honest with you, I didn't even know he existed. He reached out to me, and man, we had a great conversation, Fred. I could have talked to him all night, but we had Mr. Lee with us, and he doesn't speak a lot of English.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to keep him out of the loop, you know.
Well, yeah, I can understand that, and all that. But like I said, man, I felt like I was right there traveling with you.
Yeah, I love Thailand. I just wasn't there long enough. And don't do yourself that injustice of going 4 days, because actually it's grabbed a hold of me. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to have a gentleman on here today, my homeboy Jay from Bardstown, Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
He lives in Everest, Washington now, school teacher, just a great individual. But he said Thailand wasn't for him. He said he went several times, and
Uh-huh.
you know, and this is his first time being in the Philippines, and he said, hell, he don't want to leave. So,
But what was interesting about Thailand, the area we're at, when I was there, we pronounced it a little bit different. We called it Pattaya.
yeah, you're right. That's what
You
it's.
know, and when I was there, they were building the Holiday Inn. There was nothing there whatsoever. And to see what it looks like now, we're talking about 30-something years later. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, I saw that Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
I saw it. As a matter of fact, I put it on my video. And I said, yeah, there's Holiday Inn.
That was the only hotel they were building at the time.
Yeah, but now that whole strip is full of all types of restaurants,
Yeah.
clubs, condominiums, hotels, and I believe I'm going back in September. Mr. Lee has found me a nice, it's apartment. Really, it's like a studio apartment. Imagine this. Remember, they were saying, well, how much is it? The cost of living cheaper in Thailand or the Philippines? I just say that you get a lot of value. This is like a studio condominium. It's about 4,000 baht per month. So that would be just a tad over $100, Fred. And it's in Pattaya.
Well, I'm looking at, because we were looking at like the tourism industry, which hurt the Philippines a lot when we had the pandemic. But all the videos I'm seeing in Thailand, Thailand is booming as far as tourism. I mean, it seems like see, where did he go? He went to Phuket. And that's where Chocolate Man went. So I just watched this latest video on that. I said,
Yeah.
wow,
Yes, but Thailand's been wide open for a while. And they're even more open now. And the Philippines seems like they follow Thailand, because
yeah.
Thailand got rid of the travel insurance. They got rid of the COVID
Mhm.
test. So now the Philippines has done the same thing, provided you have a booster.
Yeah.
But Thailand got rid of the Thai pass. The Philippines has still got the iHealth pass, but it's so easy. You just upload your information and they give it to you just like that. It's no big deal.
Well, like I said, actually, my wife, a couple of her coworkers getting ready to go back again. They had such a good time when they were over there before.
Yeah. I want to give you your props, Fred. Your background, man, you living like a boss over there. Look at my background. You got the pillow, you got the recliner. What's going on?
Well, actually, this is the man cave, and if you had came to Guam, you actually would have been standing right here.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's like a studio apartment, except my kitchen is separate from this area. It's a separate kitchen
Oh,
off by
wow.
itself. And then through this door behind me, we actually, there's a half bath over there. Later on, I was thinking about putting a shower in there, and there's also a laundry room that's over there also. Because this place has 3 bedrooms. I call this like the 4th room, since it's an apartment type thing. And I got 2.5 baths here.
yeah. But I haven't shut the door on Guam. It's just that my money's not long enough over there, Fred.
Well,
you need money to be in Guam.
Well, I don't blame you for not coming here, because those plane tickets are ridiculous. That's why I was kind of surprised when you said you wanted to come here. I said, okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Thailand for $100, couple $100. I would have did it all day long. I don't blame you for doing that.
Yeah, because I
But
look at it, okay,
yeah,
it's crazy though. When you go from the Philippines to Guam, it's cheap. It's really cheap. But
Yeah.
when you go from Guam to the Philippines,
Yeah.
It's 2.5. It's 2.5 times more expensive, Fred.
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
get that.
Yes, it is.
And I'm shocked. I'm like, hey, what's going on? How could that be? And okay, a one way from the Philippines to Guam was $200. You can get it less, okay? But coming back, it's $543 from Guam to the
Yep.
Philippines. And I would have had to buy an onward ticket too. So you're
Yeah.
probably talking about $600. Well, no, you're talking about $800. I had to go to Guam and come back. I spent $300 for my trip to Thailand and the onward ticket. So yeah, I got a good deal. This is Jay. Let's welcome Jay to the panel. What's up, Jay?
Hey,
Hey,
Jay.
what's going on? Hey, what's going on, guys? Man, long time watcher, first time participating. Happy to be here, man. It should be fun.
Yeah, you. This gentleman's from. He's a homeboy. He's from Bardstown, which is like about 35 miles from Louisville,
Yeah,
Kentucky. He's really a country boy.
yeah, we
But you
country cousins over here.
yeah, where you live now? Where you live now?
I just live north of Seattle, Washington. I live in a little town called Everett, about 100,000 people or so.
Oh, okay. What you doing up there?
I'm a teacher, and then I'm a AAU basketball coach as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
fun
Well, see,
times.
Fred was talking about all the people I get to meet and all of that. Jay and his friend stopped by here a couple of days ago, and man, I tell you what, he's a great guy. And I was telling Marilyn, I said, "You see this?" She was so worried about the people who would come and see me. How are they, worried? I said, "There's nothing but outstanding people that are going to come here. The losers won't come. They may come to the Philippines, but they're not going to come to San Carlos." And one after the other have been nothing but outstanding gentlemen. And Jay fits that bill. Hell, how tall are you, Jay?
I'm almost 6'4".
Yeah, that's why I thought, he's big. What about them ribs that you ate at
Man,
my wife?
man, I'm still ticked off that I left that half a rack there.
Yeah,
Man, those
we gave that to Curly.
man, hey, Curly ate good then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Curly was eating good. He's still looking for some more of them young ribs. I
I
said, "You
tell
don't
you
get
what, he
no more."
won't get no more from me.
Yeah, but I want to give a shout out to Gregory Williams. He came here yesterday, his first time in the Philippines. Now, is this your first time in the Philippines, Jay?
Man, it's my very first time coming over here, and I could not be more impressed. I started out, I flew into Manila on Friday. Um, you know how that goes. Taxi cabs trying to cheat you and whatnot. But went from there, went to Bacolod. Bacolod was cool. It felt like it was two different worlds in Bacolod. You got your country world and you got your city world, but it was cool. Then slid over to CU Cal, and you guys were so hospitable, man. San Carlos, I know you say it's a little sleepy town, but don't let it fool you, man. That's a nice little place over there. It's I can see how you could call that home. And then jumped on a plane, and I've been in Lapu now. I'm at White Sands Beach Resort.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like that White Sands, man. That's a nice place. They got the private beach. Uh,
Yes.
when I flew in 2018, that's where I took my son and my wife, because my son, he likes that place. Get you a massage. They've got a nice massage. You can get it outside. You can hear
Okay.
the waves crashing in while she's digging into your muscles, man. When's the last time you've been to the Philippines, Fred?
Last time I was there, man, just 2019.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because what was it? COVID kicked around about that time. Or was it 2020? Was 2019 was the last time I was there. But I don't know if I told you, but I plan coming that way in December for about a month. Lynn and myself. So it's been a while, and one of the things we're thinking about doing, if we can squeeze it in, if not too much traffic going on, is to head out your way, because I would love to come up and meet you in person.
Oh man.
Fred, what part of the Philippines you coming to? Because I'm coming back in December myself.
I live outside of Angeles City. We actually got a home a little bit further north, but with all the expressways and stuff they got, I can get to Angeles in about 45 minutes. It doesn't take long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you going to be there? Are you going to be in Angeles too?
I'm thinking I know I'm gonna be in the Luzon region. I had already made plans to be in Baguio. I've made friends out there already.
Yes.
So yeah, I know for sure I will be in that Luzon region for sure.
Well, keep in touch. If you come down to where
Absolutely.
happy to show you around.
All right, that's what it is. Absolutely.
Darren Cooper wants to know, since you're a basketball coach, can you teach a white brother how to jump?
Man, a lot of people think that's just something that you just got to work at, man. Like for me, I'm old school. I still take my kids out and teach them the way I had to learn. Lot of sprints, a lot of jump rope. One of the things, box jumps, bleacher jumps, things of that nature. Just repetition to get your quick twitch muscles working. I have this drill that I use. I call it the dot drill, where I basically space out about 5 different dots, and I make my my players jump those 5, like a series of 6 different jumps, and they have to jump it in less than a minute. And basically what that does, it breaks down to about a quarter of a mile sprint, because they're doing 5 different jumps and they have to get it done in a minute. And by the time they're done, they're gassed. But it again helps build those quick twitch muscles. And man, when it's time to get down, they can get down.
Well, hell, it's 4th of July, Darren. Just strap on a couple of them big bottle rockets to your worn out ankles. It might take you up a few inches, Fred.
So what do you do for the 4th of July, Calvin? You guys do anything special?
No, because the Philippines, they don't not here in St. Carlos.
Right.
I know in Angeles and all those places they celebrate the 4th of July, but here they don't.
Yeah.
Anybody wants to know, America was trying to give the Philippines July 4th as their Independence Day, and the Philippines said, hold on, we're going to choose our own Independence Day, and they chose June 12th.
Yeah.
So, as a matter of fact, for a while, it was the 4th of July over here in the country. But no, I didn't do anything different, Fred. We played tennis yesterday like we normally do. But if I was at home, I'd have been celebrating. Hey, Roy McLeod, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, but you're in the right place, Jake, because Filipinos, they love basketball over here. And they got a PBA over here. Did you go to any of them games, Fred, when you were here?
No, Calvin. I got to be honest. I was too busy chasing the ladies. I didn't have time to go to any games.
Yeah.
You know what? Yesterday when we were riding in the taxi, man, I got invited to play some pickup. Man, they was out there playing in flip-flops and everything. I was scared to death to get out and try to play when they invited. I was like, I like my ankles too much for that.
Yeah, well, Filipinos, they do everything in flip-flops. They'll get married in flip-flops if they could. You see, hell, they built my house in flip-flops.
But it's kind of interesting when I was there, because like their top basketball team, they actually recruited a few black basketball players. And actually my best friend here, his son actually played in one of those leagues there for a while.
Oh, wow. Yeah, your sons are fairly young, right, Fred?
Yeah, my sons are. I was talking about my friend, my best friend. I'm talking about his son, Yeah.
Yusuf says, if someone moves there from the West, how can he avoid wandering around like a lost, lonely puppy dog, i.e. not know anybody or know where to go? Well, Filipinos, they're going to welcome you. You're never going to get lonely here.
Yeah.
I mean, hello is the word that every foreigner needs to get in his vocabulary over here, because that starts it all. Just a simple hello to people. And
man, Cal, I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of times you don't even gotta do that. You just gotta make eye contact. You make
Yeah,
you make eye contact and they give you that look like, yeah, I want you to talk to me, say or speak to me, and then with that eye contact, then comes the little cheeky smile that sneaks up, and then the rest is history
yeah,
from there.
yeah. Well, you can attest to this that uh, Filipinos got back, right? They're not these straight up and down Asian types that we think they are. Uh, that young lady you brought with you, man, like, wow. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, baby got back, Fred.
Yeah,
Calvin, I was wondering if you were trying to get me in trouble because I see you interviewed a new blogger. In fact, you
Yeah.
said she's down there in, was it Lapu somewhere?
Yes, she's down at Lapu. And yeah, while I'm on that, Fred, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all for the love that y'all show this young lady because we need more Filipina bloggers, especially.
Yes.
To give us the nitty gritty. And even if it's just eye candy, some of these guys will never make it over here. So, and she's definitely that. And I just want to thank y'all because her channel was going nowhere fast. And I just, she came through St. Carlos City. She asked if I could help her, give her some pointers on the channel. I said, yeah, I just interview you. And I apologize. I should have turned her around where the light was, but it was just a spur of the moment thing. And now she's got about 600 subscribers. She's well on her way. Yeah. I did my part.
Yeah.
She's got to do hers. Yeah. Just show her a little bit more of them gams and she'll get some more subscribers. I said you put on a bikini and run slow motion down the beach, and you don't get 2,000. Right.
Man, Calvin, you crazy, man.
No, it's true, man.
I know it is.
Let's talk about the topic today is 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. There's someone in the Philippines who's still going to love you. And I want to talk about this because Filipinos, they seem to look beyond appearances when it comes to foreigners. What's been your experience with that, Fred?
They really don't care. As long as you get home, you treat people properly. They're friendly. They don't, even if you got a disability, they don't see it. They look at you as being a person, And all the years I was there, I saw nothing but kindness. Even you see beggars walking around. I even see people walk up to them and give them, a little bit of money, maybe a few pesos, to help them out and stuff like that. I remember I was at the VFW because I like to eat there when I'm there. And he was an elderly gentleman, came in, he had two Ks walking in there and had two young ladies on the other side, man, propping him up, with him. Didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah. Moochie T said the thirsty was at an all-time high. We love Western Union. This is another reason why I put her out there to get her some help, because these YouTube channels, man, YouTube has made it tough for new channels to earn anything. You got to have 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours. You can get 1,000 subscribers. Good luck trying to get 4,000 watch time hours. I'm talking about people have to be watching you around the clock, really.
Yeah.
Get that. And then it's just a way to support. I said, look, just make sure you get your PayPal link and put it in your descriptions, and people will help you,
Sure.
But, okay, here's what this guy said. He says, Calvin, tell her less children in her content. Let me tell you something. This woman's so damn fine in person. You wouldn't care if she had 10 kids. You're going to hit that. Trust me. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. And, okay, Geechee Lion said, yeah, you about right. Man, you so thirsty and dry right now, man. All she got to show you her ankle, and you're going to give over the keys to your damn
hey, Calvin. Hey, Calvin.
Give it up.
or else give up the ATM card.
Yeah, he's gonna give it up. But you know, this single mother thing is so crazy. The argument is, you know, you can do what you want to do, but here's my thing. My father didn't raise me. He left when I was 6. So I was raised by somebody else. And then when I got a divorce from my American wife, some other man came in and, you know, he didn't raise my kids because the sucker didn't even have a job. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a crazy, because some guy made that statement. I said, well, hell, another man probably raised you. And he said, oh, yeah, you're right, Calvin. I said, well, you know, why y'all picking on these single mothers? Because some of them over here are so fine, man. You ain't going to care about that, man. Come on, guys.
Well, you know, that doesn't talk about a character of a woman just because she's got kids and everything else. If she's good, good person, everything else, I wouldn't care if she had 5 kids if she's a good person, you know.
You know, you bring up a great point. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, after going and looking at a lot of her content, I mean, I think if you're able to show that family life, or at least that's the interpretation that I got from looking at a few of her videos. To me, that shows depth of a person. You know what I'm saying? It shows that, or I took it as someone that's not shallow or not, just chasing a buck, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The thing about it is, and she's not hiding anything. See, you got to understand, guys, you don't know who you're dealing with over here. When you're way over there, like I said before, you're trying to shoot a turkey from 8,000 miles away. It's almost impossible. You don't know who you're dealing with. When a lady lets you in her life and says, look, these are my 2 kids. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is what life is really like over here in the Philippines. I think it bodes well for her, and it bodes well for us.
Well, you know, Cal, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, man. I never, and maybe I'm out of place for saying it, but I never heard you or her say anything about a man or trying to get a man.
That's right.
So this narrative of, that you interviewed her to try to get her, get her a man or whatever. Maybe I'm the fool here, but I didn't pick that up. I just didn't. I never heard you say it, nor did I hear her say that.
No. That's a great point. That's a great point. And I meant to make that comment under this one gentleman. I said, the young lady never said anything about she was looking for a man. Because I'm looking, listen, guys, if you don't hear nothing else I say on this live stream today, I'm standing 2 feet from this girl, this young lady. She's about as fine of a young lady as I've ever seen in the Philippines. I'm talking about her body is a 10, okay, period. But she never said that she wouldn't have a problem getting a man. I don't care what you guys are talking about. Oh, she got 2 kids. You come over here and see what I saw. You're going to throw all that foolishness out the window, man. You're going to be like, where do I sign up? Where do I sign up?
And Calvin, here's the other thing to look at. She's got a job. She's trying to do things, to make her life a lot better. She's not out there advertising, I need some man to rush over here and save me. She's not asking for that.
It ain't like y'all hard. It ain't like y'all hard. We're so easy, Fred.
Yeah.
We're easy cats over here.
Yeah.
It ain't like, you guys need to stop playing hard to get over there because you're not hard to get.
Well, if you said it time and time again, when the guys come over there, leave that Western BS in the States. Clear all that stuff out of your mind. Go over there like you're a newborn. You're ready to be reborn again, when you get in the Philippines. And you're going to love it, Yeah,
you're going to love it. Now, you said something, Jay, that kind of jumped out at me. And I said, I wanted you on the link to talk about this. You said that Thailand wasn't for you. Kind of elaborate on that a little bit, because people always wanted to compare the Philippines and Thailand. I'm like, they're 2 different places.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Huh? Am I froze?
No, it looks like Jay's frozen.
Oh, look like Jay's frozen.
Yeah.
Well,
he should be back with us shortly.
I'm sorry, Cal. You was asking something and the signal cut out, man.
Okay, yeah, I was asking. You said something to me the other night that kind of jumped out at me. You said you've been to Thailand several times. but it wasn't for you. And, you know, I want you to kind of elaborate on that to let guys know.
Sure, that's fine. Um, for me, I mean, Thailand it's all about what you're looking for. It just wasn't what I was looking for. Um, Me personally, as a man, I didn't like the fact that, I mean, the first time I went, yeah, it was cool, but I didn't like the fact of being catcalled I mean, soon, and I'm sure you probably experienced the same thing when you walk down the street. If you're walking down the street in Bangkok or Pattaya, and you in these um, different areas where they're offering massages and stuff, they're really aggressive. And for me, that's not my steez. I just don't feel that. Also, I have a really good friend. He's actually married to a young lady in Thailand, and they live closer to the Laos border. And I was able to go out and spend time with them. Um, for the language barrier is real. I mean, you may not see it as much in your touristy areas, i.e., Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket, but once you go out in their provinces, you're lost in the woods. Basically, you're not gonna get any help because no one's gonna understand you. They're really big, or from my perspective, they're really big on saving face and keeping up with the Joneses. So to me, that again, it's not my thing. So
Yeah.
those factors were the main factors that kind of turned me off on Thailand. The first couple times I went, yeah, it was cool, but as I guess to me, I was going because I'm like you, Cal. I was in the Navy, and I was stationed on the East Coast. I was stationed in Norfolk, so I did all the Mediterranean countries like you did. And we always heard these stories about the Western or the Westpac countries,
Yeah.
your Australias, your Singapores, and things of that nature. And a friend of mine got me to Thailand, and that was, well, my travel bug was born in the Navy, and I wanted to see all these countries that I thought that I missed. And Thailand was one of those places that they told me that I had to go. And to me, I've been now 4 times. The draw for me is, from an economic standpoint, is very,
Yeah.
very cheap. You can stay in some really, really nice hotels. You can eat some really, really good food. Have a lot of nice excursions for that's very affordable. I think I made the statement to you, Cal, the other day. Man, I could stay a month in Phuket for the same amount that it would cost me to stay 4 days in Hawaii, and I'm basically getting the same thing. So that's good if that's what you want. And that would be more my sweet spot, is long-term vacation, Phuket, but you can miss me with the hustle and bustle of Bangkok and the seedy women of Pattaya.
Yeah. Let me answer this question by Leroy Day. He says when he comes to Manila, he said, Calvin, when I come over to the Philippines, should I stop in Manila since I'm a veteran to let them know I want to use their hospital? No, Leroy. What you want to do is register with the VA and the foreign medicine. Is it the foreign medicine program or the foreign medical program before you get here, because they don't accept walk-ins, Leroy. Also, Rod's Thai Adventure says, I don't care where you're at. A woman with no kids is more desirable than one with, especially more than one. Okay, but that's fine. But a lot of us, we come over here with children, Rod. And this is what I'm trying to say. Is you're being a hypocrite if you have children and you come over here and say, well, I don't want to deal with a woman with children. Well, if you don't, that's fine. I mean, I think that's just a shallow argument. You know, we're not trying to, guys aren't really trying to get married. Trying to come over here, you're having a good time. If she's the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen, what difference does it make if she got kids? Unless you're trying to get married and that's one of the criteria. Otherwise, what's the point, guys? I don't get it. You know, you're not going to know if she's got kids anyway until she tells you. Uh, AC King says that woman doesn't have to try to get a man. I know a man she can get right now, and all she has to do is just stand back. That's Fred, I say this all the time. You can always say what you won't do 8,000 miles away.
Yeah.
But when the shit hits the fan and you see standing right in front of you, ain't no way. Y'all talking shit, man. Trust me. Bull crap. Okay. But here's the thing. Okay, he says, Dana, sarcasm. We all know she was just looking to get subscribers. Okay. But that's the whole point. Now that she gets the subscribers, now she's got to get the watch time hours too.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't pay you by subscribers. They pay you by views. But that does get the thing started. And I tell you what, I would rather look at some of the videos that she's putting out, especially if I'm a guy that's never going to come over here. I'm trying to get my fantasy on. She's got a play. There's a play for the videos that she's going to make, guys.
Yeah. And Calvin, if you think about this, she might be doing something we had talked about before, where she may have do a live stream, have some of the other ladies on the panel, have her own panel. They can answer questions that guys may want to know,
Exactly. But we're so shallow, we don't see the benefits of a real live Filipina having a channel.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to coach her up on what subjects to talk about. Imagine that. If you get a woman like that, she's got 5 or 6 of her friends that she can call at any time to put in front of you. You don't have to go on them stupid dating sites. First of all, Tariq Campbell, thanks for that super chat, man. And welcome to the live stream. He's over here, by the way. He said, not all Filipinos are desperate, even single moms. You have some very smart, capable women over here. Absolutely. But, the ones that we tend to typically deal with, they've turned the tide on us because we're desperate, Tariq. Okay, yeah, they used to be desperate, but they don't have to be desperate anymore because they turned the tide. We're thirsty. We're the ones chasing after them. It's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because I didn't come over here for a woman, but when I got over here, I was like, damn, look what's over here. But I still realized that I didn't have to chase them. See? But now they know you guys are thirsty, you desperate. And hell, the one girl's got a YouTube channel. All she's doing is got a bikini on, splashing water in the ocean. And hell, she got 100-something thousand. I gotta make a Pulitzer Prize type of video just to get 10,000.
Well, Cal, if you ain't said it once, you said it a million times, man. And I told you this the other day, man. If you had a taco, man, it'd be game over right now.
Yeah, that's what I told the true lady. I said, if I had a pussy, I'd have 1 million subscribers. But I don't. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, he says there's 2 sides to every story. Now, there's only one side of what I'm seeing over here. The minute guys' boots hit the ground, they digging in something, Fred.
Yep.
They digging in something.
Sure.
And, and the Filipino star, she knows what you want, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna make this work for me and my family and my kids and everything. Okay.
But Calvin, the biggest problem we seem to see all the time, and you said it many times, and other people said the same thing, don't be in a hurry when you come over there. You got your honey meeting you at the airport. You meeting for the first time. The whole family showed up. The barrio's there. You ain't gonna have no time with her. You're gonna spend a lot of money. And I'll still say this again: when you get to the Philippines, you already know where you're gonna stay. Make at the hotel. They can pick you up at the shuttle for a small fee. Have a neutral place you can meet, and that way you can decide whether you want to spend. If you're only there for 2 weeks, with the same lady. Right. These guys get over the first thing you want to do. You want to jump on something. And then, she whoops it on you. And then you think you're in love. And let me go and get that visa ready. Okay.
Exactly. But here's something, man. I just interviewed a guy who gave you the formula, Matt, of a real good living video. He says, I didn't mean it about land. I just came over here.
Yeah.
He said, and after a while, no matter where you are, people are going to start showing interest in you. And he said he was in a bar, and it took about 2 hours, but finally a woman came up to him and said, hey, what are you doing here? You're not drinking. And it was on. They spent the next 6 days together. But we're so much in a hurry. We just jumping on the first thing smoking. And it eventually costs you. But Christoph Wolfgang, thanks for the super chat. He says, I really enjoyed their videos, and I picked the one I want.
Yeah. So Jay, what made you decide you want to go to the Philippines? You say you've never been there before.
You know, it wasn't even on my radar, man. Like I said, I'm a teacher and I got summers off and I like to travel. And before the pandemic, I had planned a 45 day vacation, basically, where I was going to go to Singapore, Hong Kong, all the countries that most people go to. And the Philippines wasn't even one of those countries. And of course, through my research, I started coming through YouTube and everything. I started seeing more and more videos about the Philippines. So then I started getting intrigued, and then I started making some contacts, and then I was like, man, it went from, a maybe spot to go to, man, I want to check this out. And so far, it has not disappointed.
So let me ask you another question, if you don't mind. So the lady
Sure.
that you got, did you meet her on a dating site, or did you wait till you got to the Philippines first and you met her?
I met her on Tinder, actually. And Tinder in the Philippines is way different than Tinder in America, which I did not know that. Tinder in the Philippines, they're playing to win. They're playing for keeps. They don't want a little bit of the guacamole. They want the whole enchilada. They want to try to get the whole thing. So, but that gave me a good opportunity to vet some people and actually see if that's an opportunity that I want to explore. Some you do, some you don't, but I use that as to my advantage, to where I didn't have to go on and have somebody meet me at the airport and things of that nature. And then I didn't pick one area to where I wanted to research. Because I wanted to get a feel for the whole thing, because at the end of the day, I want to find my sweet spot. I'm coming up on 50 years old in a few days, and I'm thinking of my last days and where I can get the most bang for my buck. And I've been looking Mexico, I've been looking DR, Costa Rica, and now, and it's part Calvin's fault. Once I saw Calvin throw up that, once I saw him throw up Castle the shoulders, man, it was over. I was like, okay, I can make some magic over here too. So a lot of this too for me is a business trip. I want to see if this is something that I can explore long term.
Sure. It's kind of funny because you're right. It is Calvin's fault. Lynn was telling me when we watch, Lynn watches you too, Calvin, by the way, if you don't know. Okay. And she was saying the reason a lot of people are moving to Dumaguete is because of the Calvin. And so she looked at me. She said, is that why you want to go? I said, no. I said, I'm going to go meet Calvin.
Man, I tell you what, San Carlos City, it's a wave that's hit San Carlos City. I've got a guy and his girlfriend here today. We're meeting at Mawani Hotel. And me and Greg Williams, we ate there last night. Then today, I'm taking a guy and his wife and her brother and uncle. Then tomorrow, a guy's coming in, man. It's been a wave. Jay was here the other day. But that's what you want. I just want guys to know your options.
Yeah.
Know your options, man. We live on a giant planet, really, when your boots on the ground. 197 million square miles. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. It's about 334 square miles. It's like living on a grain of sand on all the beaches of the world, man. You're only seeing a very small piece of the pie, man. The woman you're looking for may be somewhere else. The job, the business.
Yeah.
It's a wonder we're frustrated. We don't go anywhere. Most of my friends and relatives, man, they never leave the city for real.
That's true.
And so when you come over here, it's like Greg Williams, he said it 10 times last night. He said, Calvin, I'm so glad I made the decision to come here. He said, the minute I got off the plane, I knew I made the right decision. He said, but his family, they tried to discourage him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go over there. You're going to be robbed. You're going to be kidnapped. They only want your money. See, you're going to get blasted when you come over here. But if I say, well, you know, going to Paris, France, they don't realize that they've got the trap over there. They've got bad areas in Paris.
Yeah.
But you know, Cal, man,
yeah,
people are going to criticize your swing when they ain't never swung a bat in their life. They ain't never took a chance. They ain't never stepped, as you say, stepped off their dot. But so they scared to even get in the batter's box. So can we? I don't get that. Maybe it's just because I'm not afraid to go take a chance. I'm a country boy, but you know, growing up a country boy showed me the life that I kind of don't want. You know what I'm saying? So I use that as an opportunity to go try to find the life that I do want. And I think that served me well.
Yes, it's plenty out here to see. We just got to get off the couch, man. We got to get off our ass and see it. And they got
well, not only that, Cal, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope it don't sound racy or anything like that, but for the brothers out here watching, man, get a passport, man. Jump on a plane, man. It ain't gotta be the Philippines, but man, it's a lot out here that people are just missing, man, because we can't go nowhere. And we ain't got nobody really to blame but ourselves for that.
Yeah, Dana says, Calvin, there are so many guys that I know that are thirsty that you need to build a hotel. Well, I need to build a damn condominium community over here, believe it or not.
But Calvin, think about something you said a while back earlier, you know, when we started talking, became friends and all this, that you were missing that expat community. Man, they're knocking on your door almost every day. Nothing to miss, man. Look what you've done. Look what you've built up. You've actually brought people together. I'm actually getting to meet more people, you know, like meet Jay. And I'm looking to meet you in person, Jay. You know.
Oh, I'm absolutely. That's too easy. We're going to get that done.
I'm a veteran myself. I'm retired Air Force. So, and, you know, I spent a lot of time overseas. Well, thank you guys for serving. But the thing is if I hadn't bought this house here on Guam, once Lynn retired, I'd be in the Philippines full time because, you know, we actually got a house there. But, you know, I'm ready to go. Let's put it that way. But at least I'm close enough where I can travel back and forth. And believe it or not, Kelvin, I don't know when's the last you ever been to Guam. I don't remember, or have you ever been here, Jay? But Guam is pretty laid back. You know, seriously. Most of the people who live here are from the Philippines.
No, I actually heard that. Yeah. I actually heard that same thing, that Guam was a pretty chill place. I heard it's expensive too, though.
Yeah, it can be, but you know, to my advantage is, you know, I get my free medical care at the Naval Hospital or at the Air Force Clinic. I can shop on the base. I can get my gas out there. So, you know, me and Lynn, we do pretty good, and I'm kind of glad we moved here because my plan was move to the Philippines, but when Mount Pinatubo went up, I didn't have a plan B. Had a best friend here, so I wound up here on Guam. For those who didn't know my story. So we like it here, you know, but I don't want to live here forever.
Yeah, you came there at a good time too, Fred.
You know, it's
not as expensive as it is now, right? You was able to get a good price on your house, right?
Yeah. But what was nice about it, when I bought this house, shoot, man, it was over, was it maybe 15, 20 years ago, the housing market fell out and I jumped on this place and it's paid for. It's a good thing. I don't have no mortgage payment here. Yeah. Another thing we had talked about before, you know, lately we've been getting some power outages, but I was smart enough to put solar panels on my house. So if the power goes out right now, I'm still comfortable. I still got
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
I still got Wi-Fi. You know.
I'm going to look at that eventually because there's so much to know about that, Fred. It's not so easy. People think it's just easy. You put panels up
Nope.
and then
Nope.
that's it. You wait for
No.
the power to go
No.
out, hit a button.
No. It's not that easy, man. You got to
Yeah,
have
it's not
somebody
that
come in and know what they're doing. You know, because they're actually going to go into your fuse box and everything I got runs through the solar panel. So what I did was when the power goes out, I got about 5 areas of the house. I want to keep power in. I don't need to power the whole house, just the key areas I want to power.
See, that's smart. That's what I'm saying. Don't you
Yeah.
have some type of backup power or something, batteries or something?
Yeah. Mine has, they gave me 2 lithium batteries. Okay. So the power goes out, one battery kicks in. Shoot, man, that thing will last you all night before the other one even kicks in. And of course, on Guam, just like the Philippines, we get those hot days. Man, you can charge your panels up in no time flat.
Yeah, Geechee Lion said my vehicles are getting more oil changes than I am. That's what I'm telling you. So why are you coming over trying to be picky? You know you're gonna be in trouble when you get over here. You liable to get married and bring the whole kitchen sink. He's gonna buy the whole farm over here, Fred. When they give them free.
Calvin, one thing about older guys that's never been to the Philippines, once they get over there, they go crazy.
That's right.
It's like letting a bull loose in the china shop, or you're in the candy store. You don't know what candy you want to try first.
I was the same way. But when you tell guys that, they don't believe you. I can't even really give the Philippines, I can't give it any justice because it's more than what I can ever try to explain it to be. You just got to get over here and see it for yourself.
It don't hurt.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. You got to be careful, man. Because
Calvin.
Sticker, he said, my goal was to retire on a beach. After looking in the U.S., I realized the only thing that made sense was retiring outside the U.S.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. Right? In the U.S. But somebody said, can you buy a house in Guam? Absolutely. The Guam is it's a part of the United States.
U.S. territory.
It's actually U.S. territory is what we are. So like here on Guam, I just give you something interesting. I don't pay taxes back in the States. Guam has its own tax thing, so I pay taxes here. Okay. And any money that, even in the military, any money that you pay in taxes, it all comes back to Guam.
Yeah. Cal Devin was saying that even in Alaska, we was talking about this on the tennis court yesterday.
Yeah.
Because a guy was stationed over in Kuwait, and he was talking about how much money Kuwaitis receive every month from the government. And I said, well, hell, they give away, I believe it's like $4,000 now in Alaska, but that's every year to everybody in the household. That's a lot of money. Is that true? Does anybody know that to be true? Cal Devin said it was. He lives in Alaska.
Well, I tell you what, Calvin, I'm not looking to live in no place cold. I grew up in Ohio. I spent time in Korea. Once I got to Thailand, got to the Philippines, here on Guam, man, I don't have to worry about buying winter clothing, fall clothing, any of that crap. Whatever I wear is good all year round. And I like nice weather. I like to be, if I want to go to the beach today, going down to the beach,
Yeah. That's why I like San Carlos City. I don't want to be landlocked.
Right.
I want to be able to go to a beach, even if it's not a white sand beach. Like we went to the beach Sunday. It was a nice little beach.
Yeah.
Brown sand, but it had a lot of shade. It had a nice breeze coming out the ocean.
Yeah.
It was relaxing. I don't want to be in I love Bangkok, man, but damn, you're landlocked there. There's nothing there but concrete.
Well, Calvin, I got to agree with Jay when it comes to Thailand. Thailand was the first place I did 2 tours there. I had never been to the Philippines, and I enjoyed it. It was a good time and everything else. And I even learned to speak a little bit of Thai because of the language barrier. And once you got away from around the bases and everything else, you were in trouble if you didn't know how to speak Thai. I don't mind going there for a visit. I know they got nice property on the beaches and everything else, but could I live there full time? And the answer would be no. I like to visit, but then, my heart's in the Philippines. Wherever you go, to speak English. you know, I don't have to worry about things happening to me there that I would worry about in Thailand if I wind up in some place I don't know where I'm at, and all the signs are in Thai, you know, I'd be in trouble. And I know you were saying you were there, you got plenty of expats that you talk to, but what happens once you get out of here where the expats are at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the only problem I would have.
Yeah, that's what Chocolate Man was basically saying. He was saying that, you know, if you stay in the touristy areas, you know, Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok, you're not going to really have a language problem because everybody over there uses the phone. And I hadn't used the phone since I had a Cuban friend. You know, she really wasn't my girlfriend, but we were dating. And that's how we used to do it. This was in 2013. She'll say something and hand me the phone, and I'll read it. Then I'll say something and hand her the phone. They're doing that over there now. Mr. Lee does that because if he could speak English, man, this guy would probably a better English. Man, he would earn so much more money. But hell, he's tired. He's tired. He doesn't
So Calvin, in other words, this girl that you was with, you had to use your phone. Did you use the phone for anything else when you were ready? Did you put that in the phone
that's
too?
what I'm saying, no. But, you know, us being men, let me say this. The women, you know, tip the scales over here for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what you're looking for. See, I'm not going to put a woman at the top, but she's somewhere in that mix. All right, and that's what tips the scale for me, the Philippines, than anywhere else, man. Women are young, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
18 to 80 black couple are crazy. They don't really care as long as you got.
No, they don't. They don't.
Cal, I will just to second what you said about the women. Man, what I will say, man, is I've never felt so pampered in my life, man. And I know I'm well past my prime, as most of us that either been out the game or whatever. I mean, the young lady that I was seeing, I mean, she was apologetic, man. What's wrong? I mean, is everything okay? And I'm like, dude, well, are you kidding me right now? I'm great. I mean, it was almost like, wow, you were going like way over the top right now.
Yeah. See, and guys can't understand that. I can't give that any justice. You just have to come over here and experience that. But once you do, because that's what Greg Williams is saying, man. I'll have to admit, I hooked him up with a young lady because this is a great guy. And the young lady's a great guy. I mean, a great woman. And I didn't want anybody coming over here meeting her because I said they're going to take her for granted. So I put them together, man, and he's been thanking me ever since, man. You know.
Well, you know, some guys might think sometime, you know, once you marry a woman, obviously I'm way older than my wife, okay? Yeah, that's why she's still in the workforce. I always tease her. That's why I married a younger woman, so she can push me around in a wheelchair. Well, you know, anyway, I've been married to my wife over 33 years now, okay? You know, she's still the same way, man. When she prepares dinner, she puts a plate on the table. Even when she washes clothes, she folds it. I don't expect her to do that. I'm retired. I can do it. But she still continues to want to do that, okay?
Yeah.
Some women change when they go to the States. Lynn was back there with me in the States. And we moved here to Guam. She hasn't changed at all from, you know, day we married as far as the way she treats me and the way I treat her.
Yeah.
Man, it's like that's the expectation on their part. I had actually asked the young lady, I'm like, hey, man, you know, why are you going above and beyond? She's like, man, this is normal. This is what you're going to get from anybody that you meet. This ain't, I mean, and I'm like, man, shoot, that would never happen at the crib.
And that when it goes back, didn't make any difference what your age is. You know, I mean, I was older when I met my wife and all that. They don't care about that. But, you know, what they care about is how you treat them. You know, they care about what the family may think about you and everything else. And she's got a great family. I mean, I like to say I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world because I hear a lot of these horror stories about, you know, older guys coming over, the girl just using them for money. They may have 3-4 other boyfriends on the side. Remember when internet cafes were so popular?
Oh, yeah.
Remember my friend had this outdoor bar we used to sit at. And you could see her in that cafe. You see the girl get on there telling the guy how much she love him, and when are you coming to see me? She's like, she's writing down notes. And as soon as she gets off with him, she was on with somebody else.
Yeah, you have to get over here, man. It's certainly.
And that's the point. Get over there. Nothing's really changed, Calvin, when you look at it from when I was stationed there. Things they were doing in the past, except we got more ways to contact people, with the electronic media and dating sites and everything else. That's the only difference.
Yeah, they're two different people. You got the woman online and then the woman in person.
Yes.
You want to sit over there and keep on chatting with her, she's going to play those games with you. But when you get over here, it all changes, man.
Yeah.
She's a totally different person because she doesn't believe you're coming. Very few people really come here, man.
Yeah.
You don't think so, but let me give a shout out. He says, "Hi, Sunshine. We watch you all the time. Please shout out to Shelby Smith and the Mrs. Wendy." Okay, there you go. He says, "Are Filipinos addictive?" Yeah, they are. I was everyone that I've been with, you just can't get enough. But some, let me put this in. I'm glad you brought that up. He said, a guy wrote in my comments today, he says, can I have two Filipinas? Listen, guys, you couldn't handle two Filipinas, all right? First of all. Second of all, we come over here for peace of mind. Those two Filipinos would drive you crazy if you could have it like that. You don't want that. You couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it.
Yeah. But why would somebody want it like that? Why would somebody want it like that? What are you, some kind of pervert or what?
They're watching too many porn movies and magazines. You get over here, man, and she put that tune up on you with the free oil job, man. You cannot deal with it. Then here comes another one right after that saying, hey, give me my 5 minutes now. You're done. You can't do it. I'm sorry, man. You'd have to be a Superman. I wouldn't want to do that. And you can't handle it, guys. So stop with that. Oh, can I have two Filipino stuff, man? You don't. Filipinos, they're jealous, they're possessive, and they, to have two of them coming at you like that, it'll run you out of this country, man. So if you want to try it, go ahead, but I say don't do it. Hey, Bill Smith, thanks for that super chat. Said, Calvin, could you see you having the same quality of life in Thailand after you visited? Would you rank Philippines above Thailand? What about Thai women? Actually, Bill, I wasn't there long enough to really make a true judgment. I've been living in the Philippines over 13 years, and it would take a lot to make me leave here. Now, would I go to Thailand and visit and vacation? Yeah, Thailand's like a vacation spot for me. But the Philippines is like home for me. There's no place on this planet after what I've experienced over here that would make me leave here and want to go somewhere else. But I'm not going to really compare them like that. I'll say Thailand has value for money. It's off the chart. I don't know if you get that anywhere.
Well, I would say I usually leave it up to individual what they like. You're going to have people who love Thailand who's going to hate the Philippines. Okay. Or they might go to somewhere else. It's all up to you what you're looking for. What do you want out of life, when you're ready to move out of the States?
If I were one of those guys who could work off the clock, if I was a John, I would strongly consider Thailand because it's all over the place. It's right there in your face.
Yeah.
But I'm not a John. I've never been a John. Even when I was in the service, it took a lot, like a 73-day sitting out there off the coast of Beirut to get me to be able to work off the clock, but otherwise I can't do it. So that's why it's not really appealing to me. And the women, they don't come. Okay. Thank you.
I can vouch, man. The women in Thailand from in the city, which is where you're probably going to want to be. It's a total money grab. So I think that women from my little brief experience that I've seen here in the Philippines, women in the Philippines are way more authentic,
Yeah.
way more original. In Thailand, they straight chasing paper. If you willing to shell out the paper, you can play, but they don't hide that. It's right there in your face, just like Cal said. From a cost of living standpoint, if you're living in the city, I know people in Thailand that have condos where they basically have everything paid, their water, everything else paid, and they're living for off of 5,000 baht. At the baht right when I left was what 35 baht per dollar ish. So that makes that around what 160, 170 a month, which to me is pretty comparable compared to what Cal was paying for his rent at his last place. So
Yeah.
it's pretty much from that standpoint, it's on par.
Yeah. W Secrets to Success Log. Thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, but you're right. Like I said, we had a 5-course meal. The last meal I had in Pattaya, we had a 5-course meal, extra rice, extra coke, 635 baht. That's about $16 or something like that, Fred. What you were getting so much for your money. The quality of the food, not just the 5 courses, but what you were eating. The best food I probably had in 10 years. It
Yeah.
was delicious.
Well, I
But
told you
here's
you would enjoy.
David Campbell. Welcome to the chat. This is the Campbell channel, man. Look, I wasn't talking about you on that 18 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. People been right. I made this video long before you popped on the scene. You just made me look like a genius, though, when you showed up with
Yeah.
your situation, man. And
I've been watching his channel too. He's got
yeah,
some good information on there. Because
yeah,
he's down in Zambales, which is right outside of out of
That's
Subic
a
City.
Subic, right?
Yeah,
That
outside of
area?
there. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
further down because I think he's about 3 hours away from Angeles. But to go up that way. Yeah,
and you got
but he actually got a good lady, man. I mean, she does, everything for him, take care of him, and yeah, he's a lucky one. He's got one of the good ones.
the only Filipina he would have in America in his situation would be the nurse's aide. She would be the Filipina taking care of him in America.
And the other place he would have, if he have that, they throw in a nursing home and take all your money.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a perfect nursing home candidate in
Yeah,
America, but over here, hell, he's the boss. He
yeah,
living life on his own terms, man. You got
yeah,
that's man. You can't underestimate that. That you can't put a price on that.
yeah.
See, and that's just the bottom line. Now he's let's see, but yeah, he says, but I'm not crazy. Because I wasn't talking about you, man. But
No. You know,
he says
hey,
I'm
David.
partly blind, 63, and being called
Hey,
crazy. But yeah,
hey, David. Nobody's saying that because I'm 72. Okay, years old. So and I think I'm living a good life. I have no complaints whatsoever. Yeah. And to me, I want to tell you guys a story here real quickly because we're talking about the Philippines. Had a good friend. I was stationed there for years. He was there. He retired years ago, security forces. And he retired in the Philippines, lived there a lot of years, go back and forth and see the family. So the one time he went back to see the family, he was already, 71, 72. They took his passport and held him hostage where he couldn't leave the States because they didn't think going to the Philippines was good for him. And the sad part is, not too many months after that, he wound up passing away because he
wow.
couldn't leave the States, And what you just said earlier, people think you're crazy for going to the Philippines, but if you ain't never been there and seen what life is all about, why would you call somebody crazy? I mean, you're getting secondhand information from some fake news or from somebody else who don't know.
That's a great point. People who talk about the Philippines, they've never been here. Most people only know Manny Pacquiao, Manila,
Yeah,
and they'll see these poverty commercials that come on at 2 a.m. in the morning.
yeah,
Those commercials send money to help the kids. that's about all you're going to know about the Philippines. Because I was ignorant about the Philippines. All I knew was what my Navy buddies used to tell me. So I said, well, let me come over to the Philippines and see what it's like myself. And it was nothing like I thought. I didn't want to go to Manila. I wanted to go somewhere else. So I went to the Cebu. It was the best decision I ever made, but it's so totally different than anything I could have imagined about the Philippines. And that's why I tell guys, just come on over here. You're going to see something different than me, but you're not going to say, oh, he's lying. He's pulling my leg. Okay. You're the man of the house over here. She's never going to say no. The Filipino tune-up is real. And if you like oil changes and lube jobs, that's real too.
Hey, Calvin, you always get me in trouble, man. You know, I got to tell you, you know, I look at Lynn, I said, any tune-up going on? So she knows exactly what I mean, you know, from watching you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You know, and when you get our age, Fred, we don't have time for those games and all that begging and pleading and all of that. I want life to be easy now for me. Easier, anyway. Malik Quelly says, hey, Calvin, can a man live good on $3,600 a month? There, on a car, man, you live like a damn king over here for $3,600 per month.
Yeah.
Right, Fred?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can live real good. You know, the thing always gets me when the guys come in, oh, I want to bring 40,000. I want to bring 10,000, 15,000, you know, or, you know, if they're retired, can I live on that a month? Man, you could buy your freaking castle, you know, with that kind of money, you know.
Yeah. Thanks, W Secrets to Success blog for the super sticker. But the Philippine Statistic Authority says that if you earn $3,800 US per month or more, you're considered rich in the Philippines. So, brother, you right at 3,600, you're considered rich over here. Yep. I couldn't spend 3,600 per month over here, Fred. Not with the lifestyle I live. I could go to Boracay. I could go to Panglao, Bohol. I could go just about all the nice places. I couldn't spend 3,600. That's a lot of money in the Philippines. And that's a fact. Hey, thanks, Papa Kiko, for the super chat. He says, great show, Calvin. Great guest. Yeah, these guys got a lot of good information. I wanted Jay on here because he said that about Thailand. And it kind of shocked me because everybody else was saying, especially young guys, I consider him young. They say, oh, no, I want Thailand, you know, because the infrastructure. Well, the infrastructure can't hold you at night, Fred. You ain't gonna get no infrastructure, ain't giving out no oil changes. That's just a fact. You might get faster internet, but that's
about it.
You know. Yeah, you might have better highways, shit. But I don't give a damn about no highway.
I'm glad you had a chance to go over there, you know, because that was our plan before the pandemic. Because I got another friend that stays down in down on the former naval base, stay in base housing there. So I was going to, you know, hook up with him and go over with him because he's been over there 2 or 3 times, and he's even been to Vietnam. I wouldn't mind checking that out.
Yeah, Vietnam is only 2.5 hours from here. It's closer than Thailand.
Fred, man, have you been to Vietnam? Because that's one of the places I'm looking at going. I actually have a godson that's from Vietnam.
No, actually, I was in Thailand. I was on the northern border of Thailand, right next to Laos.
Mm-hmm.
So I was up there where everything was happening. You know, I mean, you could see it at night, man. You think 4th of July show was going on, man, the way they were shooting and bombing over there. Yeah. And, you know, I was just across the river, man. You could see all that stuff going on, you know, over in Vietnam. I mean, that's how close we were.
Man, that's good stuff.
Can you elaborate on my polygamy question? He's the one that was talking about that. And I'm just going to say that, man, one Filipina is going to give you so much. It's going to fill your cup up. So anything else is going to be overflowing. It's like, I don't know that you could really handle it. You would come over and probably kill yourself. I've got a video. It's called Filipinos are widow makers. They are, man. It's a lot of guys that come over here and never make it back home, man. She put the tune up on them. They ain't in good enough shape. They can't handle it. They have a heart attack and they die.
Yep.
Okay. And because of their culture, she's not clingy. She's controlling. They're going to want to henpeck you. Who wants two women doing that all day long to you? You ain't ever going to have any freedom.
Cal, that came up with a conversation with the young lady that I saw, or, while I've been here. And, just out of passing was like, hey, because I let it be known, hey, I'm not looking to settle down. That's nonsense. It ain't like I can come move here I'm a good 10, 15 years out from retiring. And she was basically like, hey, if you want to see other people, it's cool. Just let me know. I mean, so can you? Yeah.
No,
But
he's
the
talking
question
about,
is,
he's talking about two in the same household.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even want that.
Yeah,
Look, Alvin.
I did two before. My son's mother and my wife. I was going back and forth. You can do that, but one at a time, Jay. He's talking about two in the same house. There's no way. Man.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what he said.
Look,
My bad on that.
The only way something like that might work, if you go down and you find you a couple girls that freaks and they don't mind doing that, then it'll work out for you because they don't care about you anyway, But why would somebody? But why would somebody want to do that in the first place? If you think you're going to have that many women,
somebody, you try to do that, somebody's feelings are going to get called to the extreme, and like you said, then it's just going to be tragedy from there.
Yeah, I'm just saying he can go and pay 2 bar fines if he wants.
Yeah,
and have them come over there and live out his fantasy, but I don't know, man. That's not gonna work over here.
I wouldn't do it.
Jealous. They're too jealous, Fred.
Hey, look, man. I got no problem handling one woman. Why would I want two in my life?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But not only that, man, is the man. What if you start catching feelings for one a little more than the other?
Yeah.
And what is that gonna look like in the house?
Yeah. One, you can't serve 2 masters. Remember that.
Nope.
One of them gonna have a better tune up than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, it's just gonna be trouble, man. I wouldn't do it.
Hey, you might wind up with that guy. What was that guy's name? Bobbitt, where he's cheating on his wife. So imagine if you got 2 women like that, and you like one better than the other, man. Yeah. You may wake up in the morning and it may be gone.
Yeah, his shit was out on I-95, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky they found it and they were able to put part of it back. Yeah. He became a porn star.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you hear that, but that actually happens in the Philippines. They don't report it a lot, but it does happen there. It
happens a lot.
Yep. Because a woman is jealous or something like that, man. You don't know what a jealous woman gonna do.
Or, I don't want somebody playing with my food. See, women are good for that. If you piss off a woman, she'll piss in your damn food and all that other stuff. They'll do that, man. A lady over here got fired because she put some menstrual blood in her employer's food. Now, how he found that, I don't know. But they do stuff like that. So you're thinking, this adobo's tasting pretty good today.
We don't put that extra ingredient in there.
Yeah. But Brad Hampton, this is a great point right here.
Yeah.
This is why I stay away from Manila. He said, but Manila's a totally different beast. The prices there are like you're in a different world. Yeah, you just put up with all kind of riffraff, man. And I love Manila, but I couldn't live there. It's too congested. Everywhere you go, you can't go 1 block without getting caught in traffic.
Yep.
It's just too many people, man. And I just decided I don't want to go there. Timothy Bright, welcome back, brother. He said, Sunshine Show. Hey, Calvin, I just logged on. It's 3:05 logged on. So everyone hit the like button. The man in the red shirt looks like that's you, Fred. Ron Van Zee, a martial artist decades back.
Yeah, he was in doing it when they had the black, what they call exploitation movies and all that. He was in
Yeah.
some of those. Yeah, had the afro and all that. Yeah.
John Senior says, "Can I meet young Guam, a Filipino under 20 who has no kids?" Yeah, I mean, if
Sure you
wanna
can.
deal with that too. That's another thing
Yeah.
you got to deal with. These young girls over here. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Okay? Because you may get it.
But what's the fascination with a woman that's not fully mature yet, looking at somebody 19 or 20 years old, and especially I can deal with somebody that young. I'll be honest with you. Even if I was a younger guy, I would have somebody probably a little bit older than my age. Around my same age.
Yeah. I think if anybody's ever come to the Philippines, some of these 25-year-olds, you can't tell the difference between an 18-year-old and a 25-year-old, except she's 25. They just as fresh. They just as beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't want that immaturity is going to show up.
Yeah.
I don't have nerves for it.
All that giggling and all that. Doing all this other stuff.
All that, and then when you get the friends, they all laughing and giggling. And everybody's on their phone, and she can't cook probably.
Yeah.
All of that. That's just the bottom line. No, I'm sorry. I'm not into this, guys. I'm not a pimp or something like this. And I think this guy may be a troll.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't.
Calvin, these guys sometimes seem like they don't like you at all with some of the stuff that they do. But, most of us got any common sense and know you and what you're all about. We don't worry about stuff like that. And a lot of your viewers will tell you the same thing. Okay, you the man, Calvin.
That's what Greg Williams is saying, man. I really appreciate it. That's why I said the people who believe that stuff, they want to believe it anyway. Okay, there was a video that people were sending me. I said, look, stop sending me this stuff that I'm going to jail. I'm not getting back in the country. Well, here I am. I'm a free man. I'm back in the country. So there's no credibility to these people. They have no authority. Why in the world do y'all keep clicking on the stuff? You must like it. I mean, they don't. What makes you think that they got any information that I'm not going to give you? I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm going to tell you about me so they don't have to tell you. See, I don't have no secrets, Fred.
No, you don't.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was banging some stuff over here when I got here. I was like you said, I was like a bull in a china shop.
Calvin, we were all like that, coming over here for the first time, Yeah.
And if you come over here, you're going to be the same way.
Yeah.
Because the selection is of a quality that you're not used to. Some guys, you might have one nice looking woman over there. You ain't going to have 10.
Not at the age that most people are coming over there anyway.
Exactly.
Again, most of us, we well past our prime and whatnot, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Again, most of us, not all of us.
Look, let me tell you something, Jay. You know what it's like. As soon as you got off that plane, you got in the Philippines, you felt like you was 20, 30 years younger. The energy just started flowing into you. All the stress and everything, all that foolishness that's going on back in the States, all that stuff just flowed out of you. I don't know how you're going to make it.
It's true, man. I was ready.
Yeah,
I was ready to go do a windmill dunk, and was like, nah, that ain't happening. It's true, man.
Yeah.
It's like I went back in time.
Well, see, people think I'm lying when I say that. Calvin knows I'm not, but they say, well, how would he know? Or, I've been there, done that. And I can tell you what, even at my age, every time I go there, and as soon as that door, we land and the door of the plane opens up, man, I felt like I'm rejuvenated again. Okay.
Right.
You got that what is it, that stride, man? You striding off the plane, go on through customs, on your way. Yeah. I mean, I already got me a lady. So like I said, but it's just the fact is that I'm back in the country I love to be in. I feel good when I'm there.
Now, Camilla Cookie says, how can you guys compare Philippines with other Asian women? We are more loving to our husbands and we speak very good English. I put the Philippines at the top, okay? My limited experience, okay? I was married to an American woman for 18 years, and I dealt with a Cuban lady, but they say the Cuban women, she was really attentive, but she had a lot of pushback too, because she had lived in Spain, and I think she had been married to a Norwegian, maybe he was from Denmark or somewhere. So she had a lot of pushback. But the Filipinas, number one in my book, beauty on the inside and outside. Her culture, she's not going to act against her culture. Her culture says, okay, I'm going to take care of my man. And it's a treatment that I wasn't used to. Imagine I can just wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and nudge Marilyn, like, give me an oil change. And it's like, okay, she'll wipe the sleep out of her eyes and get under the hood, Fred. It's just that simple. I've never had that before. But I don't do it all the time, but I'm saying, because I'm considerate, but
yeah. But imagine, Calvin, because you say you were married to a woman back in the States. Imagine you trying to do that 2 o'clock in the morning to her.
Oh man,
please.
You know what's going to happen? The frying pan, you get the frying pan upside your head. That's what you're gonna get. But it's 4th of July, so a lot of the guys in the States, they're getting their groove on tonight.
Yeah.
But from July the 5th, it's back to normal. You're going to be big and everything else again. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about this, Moochie T. And I never do compare, really. I try to stay away from that because if you can bear witness, both of you guys, when you compare anything, you're going to bring one thing down and to bring the other one up.
Yeah.
Too much like an argument with me, Fred. I don't like to argue. So I just enjoy wherever I am. I'm in the Philippines now, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. When I was in Thailand, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So
it's all about perception. We all got our preferences regardless, man. So you can't judge. I mean, it's crazy to think like that to especially when you look at the Asian culture, because there's so many different varieties, so it's like going to Baskin Robbins and saying, okay, I'm only going to try the cookies and cream. You can't judge. Everyone has a different, if your palate, it's going to depend on your palate, your taste.
Sure.
Now he says, Calvin, I got a couple of friends married to Philippines and they don't give it up anymore. Well, that's probably in America or in England or somewhere. You keep them over here in their culture, okay, in their natural environment.
Yeah. You
don't got to worry about that. It's like trying to grow. But if I take a banana tree over here and plant it in Kentucky, Fred, it's not going to grow. Banana in Kentucky, okay?
That's true.
And this is what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to take coconut trees and plant them in Alaska. It ain't going to work, Fred.
But you know, Calvin, a lot of them seem to have the, it can work. I mean, there's good and bad. Guys married women from the Philippines, they take them to the States, say they'll never change. They will change, and they might not change in the way you want them to change, but it may go to the extreme left. I mean, they got Americanized. They become that modern woman, and they ain't gonna do nothing for you no more. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine she's gonna be in the belly of the beast for 8 hours a day on her job, listening to all of that stuff coming from them women. And
that's right.
She's going to embrace that stuff. And let me try this at home. Okay, girl, the next time he asks you something, tell him you ain't feeling good. Just turn your back to him. All crazy stuff.
Yeah. But it's a chance that you take. The way I always tell the guys, if your plan is to retire in the Philippines, why even bring even if you get married or your girlfriend, whatever, to the States? You got a few years left. Let her stay where she's at. Go and set up your house, get everything done, and take care of business. Because she gets to the States, don't want to go, then you're going to have a problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're going to have a problem. Dana Mills said Calvin is considered for 3 days a week. No, 3 times a day. Morning, noon, and night.
Well, hey, Calvin, you got to realize Dana had nothing since the Civil War. You know that.
Yeah.
You brought that up. Love you, Dana.
Yeah, that's crazy. But Greg Williams was telling me he's getting it 4 or 5 times a day. He's 56.
Yeah.
His Filipinos 30. But they still on their honeymoon period. I said, well, it'll slow down to about 3 times a day. And that's still good enough,
But the thing is, like you guys in your 50s, Jay, you're still a young man and everything else. And let me tell you, maybe in the States, you may start tapering off on what you're doing. You may lose interest or whatever. But, you're there in the Philippines, and I know what I'm talking about. You never lose interest. It's always going to be there. I don't care what age you get to, You think them guys walking around with canes and wheelchairs ain't getting up? Yes, they are,
Yeah.
Because we talk about that 1880, I mean, you're only as old as you really feel. And living in the States, I got to be honest with you guys, it makes you grow old living in the States. It does. Even when you retire, you still got all that nonsense you got to deal with. Man, you can't turn the TV on without something on the news, or maybe your own home state. They just had something happen down in Kentucky a couple of times and all that. Why would I want to live back there, retire, and continue to have to put up with that?
Stress is a killer, man. People don't realize it's a silent killer.
Yeah.
You always stressed over that. You either worrying about money or you don't have enough money. Jay said, how many jobs did you have during the pandemic?
Oh man, I drove Amazon, man. Yeah, I hustled. I delivered food. But I had to because we couldn't teach. So you had to get out there and grind.
Yeah. See that I'm past that. I'm 59. By the time I have to do a visa run again, if I'm fortunate enough to still be around, I'm going to be collecting my Social Security. I'm getting mine at 62. I don't want to hear all that stuff. Oh, well, if you wait till you're 67, you can do this and do that. Look, I'm living on borrowed time right now. Give me my money. But all them checks going to add up by the time I get to 67. So then when somebody gets their first check at 67, I done got 5 years worth of checks, Fred. It's going to take them years to catch up with me.
Calvin, I wish some of the people that I know would have listened to what you said. Once you retire, why are you going to wait till you're 66? Now, here's what I was telling. I was still in the workforce when I was 66, so I was able to start drawing mine with no penalty. But I'm not going to wait till I'm 70 years old because by the time I got to 70, those same people waited till they got to 70. Look how much money they lost all those years they could have had it, and they're getting the same amount of money that I'm getting. Okay, because you always get that COLA increase every year. So, and they'll tell you when you're eligible to draw Social Security. I couldn't get it at 62 because I was making too much money. I was still in the workforce because they had a cap on what you can make. But if you're not working, once you turn 62, take your money, man. Even if you don't spend it, that's money you can put in the bank somewhere.
Yeah. And it's, there's other benefits to waiting to 67. My sister waited till she was 67 because that way she can work full time now and it won't affect her Social Security.
Well, it depends on what year you were born. It depends on what year you were born when you can start drawing it, So.
Yeah. AC King says, damn, guys, you're killing me 3 times a day. Hell, I ain't getting it 3 times a decade. That's what I'm saying. So when you come over here, make sure you're in good shape. Are you gonna, you're gonna be going back in a pine box, Fred?
That's right. Hey, Calvin, I get me a little mini gym over there. I work out. I got back in my workout trend, feeling good and all that.
Fred, you look like you're in your 50s, man. If you went and did something stupid like dyed your hair black,
or either that or shave it off and probably dye my eyebrows.
You look a lot younger, man. I think Glenn would get mad at you. Yeah.
You know, well, I got to be honest with you. I used to dye my hair, and the only reason I did it was because of my mother. She didn't want anybody looking older than she was.
Yeah.
They want to have kids looking old and she looking young. So, but you know, after that, man, I moved out here. I said, I ain't doing that crap no more. I stopped doing it. You know, I like my hair the way it is.
Yeah, they do it. They do it over here. Lola and she got her hair. You know, it looks nice though. You know the way they do it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Filipino men and women, they dye their hair over here.
Oh yeah, they do. You know, they do. I see it all the time. Yeah. You know, and they call me back in the Elvis Presley style. You know how they call me to the back.
Yeah. Yeah, he retired at 41. Hell.
Yeah. But you know, if you think you do stuff like that, of course, man, in the military, you know, you can put 20 plus something years in. You can retire at 20, because I went in the military when I was 19. And then, you know, I stayed in, 21 years and 8 months, you know, before I got out. Yeah. And I'm happy I did it, because if I hadn't never went in the military, I don't think it would ever made it to Thailand or Korea or the Philippines. I probably stuck back in the States like everybody else, man.
I know if I could have did it all over again. Cal and I were kind of talking about this the other day. Yeah. Man, I know I would have did 20. I got a son. He's in Japan right now, and I'm trying to coach him on how to navigate that whole thing. And I'm like, dude, there's a way that you can get this done by 38 years old, man. You'll have a check the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And the doors of the world will open up to you, man. But it's your choice, you know. I could just tell you where I feel like I messed up, you know what I'm saying? And you can still get everything that you still want to get accomplished. You still got plenty of time to do that.
Well, you know, I want to say, Jade, everybody get out the military for a particular reason. You know, maybe there's something out in the universe for you. Calvin, if you had stayed in, where would you be? Would you be there now? Okay. And you always say that the universe speaks to you. You know, people say they get out, but look what you've done since you've been out. Okay. And all that stuff, you know. And I stayed in because, you know, I mean, once I got overseas and started seeing everything was going on, I wasn't getting out. And plus, they used to give us the bonus at the time you enlisted. And then when you went up for your next enlistment, you would get some more money, you know. So by that time, I said, I'm staying. I'm having a good time, you know.
Yeah, if I could do it all over again, which obviously I couldn't. I was telling Jay the other day, I just couldn't see that far down the line, Fred. 20 years to an 18-year-old, that's an eternity. But you can only do that one day at a time. But I didn't know that then. 20 years is going to go past whether I stay in the Navy or not.
Yeah.
It's a lesson that I learned later on.
My time went by so fast, you know. I couldn't believe I put that much time in, you know, before I retired. And then I went on out and, you know, I got me a job working for the government, civil service. You know, I retired from there after 27 years. And like you were telling me, get a YouTube channel. That's work, Calvin. I'd rather stay here and be on your channel and let you do all the work.
I know, right? You make it look easy anyway, man. I'm not trying to work. We work hard enough as it is.
I was telling Jay the other day, I only spent now, of course, I spend more on these lives, but this isn't work. It comes to me in my sleep. What I'm going to talk about, I just get up in the morning. I'll spend 15 minutes making my video. I'm done. I'm not editing. Some guys take, like Matt, they take, you know, a Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience. They shoot all this footage and then they'll go through and they'll edit it. It may take 2 or 3 days. I don't do that. I don't think that's, you know, necessary.
Right. You know, if I had a channel, what would I actually talk about? Be honest with you, that anybody would find of interest. Yeah, that's true.
You'll be surprised because people relate to you, Fred. And
not only that, man, you already got the Midas touch, man. You got Cal to give you that boost. Man, anybody watching this live stream, you probably got 5,000 subscribers sitting there right now, man.
Well, either Calvin's giving me a boost or he's getting me in trouble.
But that's because somebody helped me.
Yeah.
Early on, they were trying to give me
Yeah.
that boot. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to help people. I don't do it to everybody. I'm not going to do
No.
it to, but the young lady, I think that her channel's got some potential, and it's
Yeah.
for guys who aren't going to ever come to the Philippines. Let them
Yeah.
dream. Let
Yeah.
them fantasize,
Yeah.
That's
But
all I'm
like I said,
saying.
there's nothing wrong with that. Jay, I want to tell you, because people discover Calvin's channel various ways, and
Yeah.
the viewers out there have heard me say this before, but I never knew about Calvin. And I was telling my wife, how come they don't have any black bloggers out there? She's the one that found Calvin. She's the one that turned me on to his channel, and so
Man,
I became a fan. Now you see what
I
happens
found
when you got a good woman that tells you stuff like that.
no, I can dig it because I found Calvin on a humbug too. I was like I said, I was looking at other countries and then I saw Cal and I was like, man, this dude kind of sounds like me. And then I heard him bring up Louisville, Kentucky. I'm like, man, that's kinfolk right there. I
Yeah.
definitely want to. And then his content was interesting. I was like, yeah, I need to jump on board and be a
Yeah.
Shine-ite,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
appreciate, man, because this is your channel. Without my viewers and subscribers, you're nothing. And it's why it kind of amazes me when people say, oh, man, I'm glad you replied back to my email, my message. I'm like, what am I supposed to do, man? I'm not Michael Jackson. I'm Calvin over here in the Philippines. And
yeah.
anybody that comes here, and I'm glad you came, Jay. And people like you see, I'm just a regular guy over here. I'm authentic. I'm genuine.
man,
This is who I am.
man, you're catching up to Tito though, man.
Yeah,
Maybe not Michael yet, but you getting Tito
yeah.
status.
Hey,
Eh,
Sean Carpenter, thanks for the super chat. He said, thanks for the motivation to get out of the U.S. You don't have to move out permanent, man, but at least get out and get off
No,
your dot is what I like to
you're going
say.
back.
To
You home.
be honest
Okay.
with you.
That was Lynn. She only had to work half a day today, so
Tell Lynn I said, what's up?
I certainly will. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Antholite Static. I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for the super chat. He says, ever have any passport blocks for taxes, child support rules over $2,500 a criminal record? How'd you get past this? If so, honestly, I did. I had a child support arrears because, in America, when I got divorced from my wife, they do immediate child support. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it put me at 14,000 or something because we had 4 daughters. So they immediately, I didn't know it. They took my passport. But here's what I did one day. I was sick. So what I did was I was just, because I'm the type of guy, I'm not just going to sit around and take it. I sent an email to the state attorney general.
Come on in.
Told him my situation. I said, look, I got custody of my 2 youngest kids.
You can move all that stuff off.
Take care of my kids the whole time and blah, 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 right? Is there anything you can do to help me? Guess what? I was lucky. I lived in Kentucky, which is one of the only 9 states at that time that would take a 25% lump sum and they'll get rid of the rest of your arrears. And so I ended up paying $3,500 cash and they got rid of all my arrears and gave me my passport back. I had to reapply for it, but I don't think they'll do it for taxes, but you have to owe a whole lot of taxes before they'll do that. And I don't think they'll do it for a criminal record, depending on what that is, because one of my best friends, hell, he did 19 years in prison, but when he got out, he applied for his passport and he went to not Belize. What's that other country over there? I can't think of it. But they will get you for child support. That's a fact. Hey, the Balance of Life said, Fred, can you talk about long-term relationships and the healthy effects of living outside the U.S., Fred? This is you.
Well, Calvin, what's nice about it is I'll talk about living outside the U.S. My whole intention was when I went back to the States was never to stay in the
You
U.S.
guys got to be.
To go back, do what I needed to do because I wanted to open up a business in the Philippines. And when that didn't happen, I moved here. But far as relationships is, what a lot of guys fail to do is, you marry a woman from the Philippines, you take her home, you keep her dumb and ignorant, you don't teach her nothing. Okay, you don't teach her how to balance a checkbook or how to get groceries properly, or help her get a license, or if you don't have any kids, she wants to work. And then the thing is, you got to listen to each other. Now, here's the important thing: when you start having kids, people get out of touch for some reason. Okay, what me and Lynn would always do when the kids were with the babysitter, daycare, wherever they were at, we would take off one day, like on a Friday, and that would be our day to do whatever we wanted to do, so we can spend time with each other. Okay, because you know about raising kids, Calvin. Kids takes a lot out of you. They take up 99% of your time. But you got to have that we time. That's what I call it, where you and the wife can connect and do things you want to do. Yeah.
That's a great point, because children, not only do they take up your time, man, they worry you, man. You're always worried about your children.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing I'm still worried about now. It's my children. That's the thing that will make you old. So if you got that woman that, me and Marilyn, I'm trying to get Marilyn. That's why a lot of times I told her, I said, look, you get on that plane and you meet me in Manila. We'll stay there for 4 or 5 days. You need to relax. You need to get away from the kids.
Sure.
That's why we got your mother here, and that's why we got the helper here. They'll be okay when you get back.
But Calvin, you and Marilyn's got that time you want to have together. You want to take little things together because that's what keeps your relationship strong. I see a lot of people here and other places, especially here, because I've been living here so long. People have been married for 25, 30 years. And as soon as the kids are out of the house, they're getting a divorce. Okay. And I didn't want my marriage to Lynn to be like that, so I made sure that we did things we need to do. Those special things on, Valentine's Day, we may go out somewhere, even if it's going to get a hamburger. What I'm saying is we got time, we go out and do whatever we want to do. And most guys, you want a relationship, be willing to listen to what your lady got to say. Don't be calling her stupid because you don't agree with anything that she doesn't agree with you. She's got a right to disagree. And I tell you what, by me listening to Lynn may be younger than me, but she's got a lot of common sense when she comes up with stuff. Guys do things on impulse. We don't think. We do things, and then we, after the fact, then we know we shouldn't have did what we did. Where by me, listen, what Lynn got to say is, I understand. Okay. I said, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that. But most guys want to be this macho guy. Hey, man, it's not wrong with being a man in your house, but it's not wrong with listening if you got a good woman, man. Yeah,
you're right. See, women are more intuitive.
Yeah.
They're more intuitive, where we're more impulsive.
Yes.
And it gets us in trouble a lot of times. I remember one of the things that led to my sister's divorce, her husband was on his way home from work. Now, they had just bought a brand new Cadillac Seville.
Yeah.
He's on his way home from work. He sees a triple white Chevrolet Impala convertible. No, Caprice Classic convertible. He buys that damn thing, right?
Yeah.
His nephew driving home. That was the beginning of the end of their marriage.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing? We just spent X amount, $1,000 on this Cadillac. You impulsively buy the convertible. Well, too bad.
Well, I'm glad that I listened, because when I was growing up, the woman's place would stay home. They didn't work. They kept the kids cooked and, did whatever they need to do. And I don't know. I just grew up looking at things differently. I never thought that, woman should really be treated that way. But we always say as men, we got the final decision. But then we need to listen to what she has to say before we make that decision. And that's how most marriages break up. You start arguing and you fight over nothing. I'm like you, Calvin. I don't want to fight over nothing. And it takes two to argue. And I'm not going to be sitting around arguing with someone, over some nonsense and all this stuff.
Yeah. And that's one thing that can mess up a relationship.
Yeah.
You need to spend time together, but not too much time together, because then you'll start arguing over the little petty stuff.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to throw in there. Hey, Booby. How you doing there, darling?
She sees
It's,
that
it- it's
camera
always
on
good to see you. It's always good to see
in
you.
front of it.
You know,
Enough
just
to hear.
boy, she's like, I can see why you could wait to get back home because I always felt that way about my kids. You know, when they were young, if I went training somewhere, I couldn't wait to get back home. You know, and see my family. You know, and all that. But like I said, man, you know, and the guys that get over there, and I'm gonna tie this into having a lasting relationship. Don't be in a hurry to jump off into something. Take your time. Okay, get to know the person pretty good. Okay, you got plenty of time. Uh, you know, uh, before you get married, if that's what you want to do. Okay,
Yeah,
and
that's the problem. We haven't experienced anything like what's waiting for you over here, Fred.
yeah,
And we fall for the first woman that we see.
you know,
Not
you know,
realize there's so
well,
much.
well, I know some people say, well, I was lucky because I found the right one and everything else. And first time around, I didn't. I did all the wrong things that I shouldn't have done. And, and the second time around, I like to think I was a lot smarter in what I did, took my time, got to looking around, you know. And if you got friends you hang out with, all your friends get married, that's no reason for you to get married if you're not ready for it. Okay. Marriage is not for everyone, But
Yeah,
like I said, after I got a divorce, from my second wife, that was it. I said, I wasn't getting married no more. I'm going to come over there and live the life for Raleigh. I'm not going to do nothing. And then I guess the universe spoke, as they say, Calvin. I said, I walked in this one office. I used to ride a motorcycle, and there was Lynn. And the rest is history. And then the thing is, if you can be married for somebody, you can still be happy. I'm happy when I got married. I smile a lot. I'm a happy guy. I'm always happy to see my wife and all that stuff. She's my partner. We do a lot of stuff together and we have fun. The other thing is we don't have everything in common. I wouldn't want to be married to somebody like everything I like. Do you know how boring that would be?
oh yeah.
She'd be want to go with you everywhere you go, But you got to have some things in common, but you don't need everything in common.
Yeah, see, and I tell guys over here when they come over here, enjoy the free milk a little while. They want to, the minute they get off the plane, they want to buy the whole farm, Fred. I'm like, why? You're getting free milk over here. Look around. You didn't just fool with two women, Fred. You did enough run around that when you did meet Lynn, you knew a good woman when you saw her, right?
Yep.
That's the problem, that we don't know a good woman when we see one because we have so little experience. You can't come over and fall in love with the first one, but that's what we do.
But Calvin, where I made my mistake was I was looking at my ex was Filipino too. Okay. So I made a mistake because she's supposed to have education, supposed to be this way. Oh, this must be the one. And I really got married when I really wasn't ready to get married because all my friends were getting married. Okay. And that was a big mistake, man. I paid for that. I can be honest with you. And then after that, I said, I swore off. I said, I'll never get married again. That's it. I'm just going to enjoy my life. I didn't want no girlfriend. Even when I was single living in the Philippines, I didn't have no live-in because I didn't want that, man. That was the same as being married,
Yeah. Have
And
you ever
then,
been
like,
married,
Jay, you ever been married?
Well, he froze up on that question, Fred.
Jay, can you hear us?
D. Grant said, do you guys think Filipino women are more beautiful than American women, or is it the attitude? It's the attitude. It's particularly beautiful women everywhere. I just like the Filipinos' disposition. She's happy when you think, well, she shouldn't be happy over here. The problems that we have in America, they aren't problems over here. If they had the problems we have, man, their life would be so much better. So, yeah, it's an attitude, but at the same time, there are some beautiful women. I like smaller women. I don't really like, chubby, big women. And so many big women in America today. It's like a fat farm going on over there or something, Fred. I don't know. I'm just be honest with you. They're big over there.
Yeah.
What they call them, BB What they got? BB, whatever it is.
BBW.
BBW or something. Yeah, BBW. Then they got BBB, like big body black women. And they got, it's crazy, man. But I just don't like big. That's I'm sorry.
I don't either,
Yeah, because they always want to fight, and you can't really, you ain't got no win coming with them big ass women, man. And then they, no matter how much perfume they put on, they still got that little smell to them, and I don't know, man. I hate to say that, but see, if I said this in America, they would cancel me for just voicing my opinion.
Or somebody would have come up with a YouTube channel just to talk about what you just said.
Yeah, no, they will.
Talking about a good man.
He said he didn't like. They'll do a reaction video. Now listen to this guy. He says you don't like us over here. I don't, because you got that ring around the booty going on, ring around the crotch, around the under, everything's black around here. I don't want that, man.
Well, see, the thing is, I hate to say this, because, I was back in the States, and, younger, when I was dating black women and everything else, if you didn't have a car, you didn't have money in your pocket, or back in the days, if you didn't have a rap, you couldn't really talk to women. And I was shy, Kelvin. I did talk a lot, and I stuttered a lot too. Okay. And, and I don't know, man, when I got overseas for the first time, when I went over in 72, my outlook on American women changed after that, because I went to Thailand, never been there before. And one of the guys was telling me, I'm going to hate it. You're not going to like the place. He was there for a year and he was miserable. And I went there. I said, what's this fool talking about? Man, I had a great time over there.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was his perspective. He stayed inside the base the whole time he was there. Me, I was out in town. That's when I first started wearing tailor-made clothes. Shoot, that's why I wanted to stay in the military. And I go back to the States for a year. They sent me back to Thailand again. I had a great time again. So I can't complain, Kelvin. I spent my whole military career overseas.
Yeah, they got tailors here in the Philippines. I mean, a lot of them, and they really do a great job. I mean, you could get tailor-made stuff over here, which a lot of us have to get it done because their sizes are so much smaller. But he said, big shirt. He's not trying to with a chick who I can't even lift. Yeah, I just don't like that. It looked like a stack of pancakes, and all them rolls under here, and that's not me, man. My mother was little, and maybe that's why I like small women. I don't know.
My mom was the same way. My dad, he wasn't big.
It's just you can't. They don't look good in nothing. And that's what, look at Jay. He's looking like you're going to get in trouble.
But one thing about, being on the panel, Kelvin, you allow us to tell it like it is. And most guys want to hear like it is and don't sugarcoat it, as you say, Yeah,
but I just rather, I'm into, staying physically fit.
Yeah.
And, like I said, to each his own. I've got a brother, he loves, chubby women. That's all he's ever dealt with because he said
he tried to turn it off.
Well, like different strokes for different folks. Depends on what you like. I'm like you. I'm not into chubby women, Yeah.
And plus you can't satisfy them. It's like, damn, I'm giving her all I got. That's not enough, Fred. So I need somebody that I got a better connection with.
Yeah.
You like, hello.
Yeah. Or hey, Calvin, you're not sure if you're sticking it in the right hole.
I know.
Oh, wow.
So much wrinkles on.
Yeah.
You think you're
trying to find a crease.
Yeah, but he said one guy says I like big bucks and I can't lie. I don't know who said that, but it's the difference between big and large.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want nothing that I can't buy that can't fit in a pair of bikinis.
Yeah.
You know, bloomers and all that.
Oh, Calvin, I don't know if you've been in contact with Rudy, but he's supposed to be over there. I think he's got about 2-3 weeks left. I think it's this month or next month. And I think he's going to, because he said because I asked him, was he coming up your way?
He said he's been busy. You know, he says he's redoing the whole system in that college. You know where that college is, Fred, over there?
Yeah, I know where it's at. Believe it or not, we only got 2 colleges on the island.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's got a good job then.
Yeah, he does. You know, I mean, he's in that computer and all that networking and all that, you know.
Have you ever been married, Jay? I asked you that question. That's when you froze up.
No, I'm a baby daddy, man. But no, I've been close once upon a time, but it's not in the plans anytime soon, I don't think. But you know, stranger things have happened. I'm not one opposed to love at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
I got it this way, Jay. You're still a young man. What's the rush? You know.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, he's 50.
Because you know, I mean, if you think about leaving the States, you get married, you're stuck. You know, if you get married back there, you're stuck. You know, you ain't gonna never leave and go where you want.
Well, my thing is, man, I know me, and
Yeah.
one thing about me, I'm to a degree selfish. I like what I like, and sometimes some things I just don't want to compromise. Like in for instance, this trip in particular here, I made this trip by myself. I mean, yeah, a lot of times you can bring a woman or bring a friend, but no, I want to go where I want to go. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't want to have to compromise. If I make a decision that doesn't appeal to me, I got nobody to blame but myself, you know. And if y'all want to go get drunk or whatever it is and party, and that's not me, I don't want to be the party pooper either. You see what I'm saying? But I know that about me, and I'm secure about that. So
there's nothing wrong with that, because why would you want to travel with another woman in the Philippines anyway? You know.
Yeah. You don't bring no woman to the Philippines.
No, I was just referring to in general. That's God, you know.
Well, what I used to do.
You don't want to bring water to the ocean,
no, man. I wasn't born last night. I would have never bought. No, I would have never did that.
Ed Roach, thanks for the super chat. He said, "Hey, almost cousin. I had a Marine buddy. His quote was, 'She ain't a lady if she's not 280.'"
What was she, 8 foot tall or what?
He said, "She ain't no fun and she ain't 200."
You know.
Man. Yeah, they got cute faces, you know, but
yeah,
that's about it.
Man, it's a place for all of them, man. I'm like the one gentleman said, I love women, man. I don't judge by size or whatever. At the end of the day, shoot, I'm a bigger dude, man, and I used to be a scrawny cat, you know, so I don't judge people. I mean, especially with women, they have babies, they have things that change that, you know, but I'm trying to see what, you know, what else is cooking outside of the physical too, you know. Looks fade. I mean, shit, like I've said before.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm far from a Shamar Moore or anybody like that. So what do I look like judging somebody, you know, based off their size or what have you?
Yeah, but everybody's got preferences though. There's nothing wrong
you
with
got your preference. Yeah, not at all. I totally agree with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, you know. That's just the bottom line. He said personality is more important than looks. Yeah, okay.
Well.
Yeah, and you know, what about having good looks and personality?
Now I agree to that.
Between them
well,
two,
here,
look that way.
Yeah.
Well, here I can tell you, you can get both, man. You can get both.
Hey, Calvin, people always talk about how personality is more important than looks. Yeah, right. You saying that,
Exactly.
but I bet you
Yeah.
deep down inside you don't think that at all.
Mm-mm.
You know,
It
Well,
looks
looks
good.
and
It
looks
looks
is
good
what
on
gets you in
the
the
chat.
door. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It looks
yeah,
good on the
but
chat, though.
yeah, but like I said, there they got both. So if you got one with good looks and personality, why not? You know, I mean, let me ask you, what would you rather wake up to in the morning? Uh, personality or
Yeah.
personality with good looks?
Yeah.
Man, that's a
So,
no-brainer, Fred. I don't even got to put an answer to that. You already know.
now, AC King makes a point here because we always think that when somebody says, "Oh, we've been married 26 years," and everybody says, "Oh, congratulations," that it's all good. He says he's been married about 40 years, enjoyed about 5 of them.
Oof.
Now, um, but a lot of people, when you
Jeez.
say, "Oh, y'all been married for 25 years," and "Oh, congratulations," like longevity, I'd rather have quality over quantity.
You don't want
But
that lifetime achievement award, man?
That's what he's getting. AC King said, "Yeah, he hasn't had sex with his wife in over a decade."
Mhm.
well,
Crazy.
why would you want to stay married to somebody that long if you have nothing in common anymore? Didn't you hear me say earlier that if people have had kids, they've been together 20, 25 or more years, as soon as the kids are out of the house, they usually wind up going on their own.
That's what I
So why are you
thought.
going to stay in a marriage that you're really not happy with?
Yeah, people get locked up in these mortgages. You know that 30-year death sentence, man. It'll lock you in, and then it's just so much that keeps people together. Codependency. They've been living with somebody so long they can't make it on their own. I don't know what his situation is.
Yeah, it was hard to say. I'm only
Oh,
going
he
by what
said
I
kids.
see
He
because,
said
when you
kids.
make a comment like that, stay together
Yeah,
because of the kids, you know. Well, see, a lot of people make the wrong when they do that because kids know when there's something's wrong in the family. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, they
And
do.
you
Yes,
think
they
you're
do.
staying with them because of the kids. If you're miserable, your kids are going to be miserable. I'd rather be out of that marriage, but still keep that relationship with my kids.
yeah. Uh,
I
and
had a
that's
I
what.
had a I had a friend that's 10 years younger than me, literally, man.
Yeah.
Same same type of deal. He was with somebody literally for 3 years done, and he tried to hang in there and fight it out until he just couldn't no more. And then went and married a Thai woman. I mean, it happens, but he was just he would tell me all the time, man, I'm just trying to stay till the kids are out the house and then I'm out. I'm like, man, well, you might as well
It
just
don't
go ahead and
work.
break now, man. If you already know the game's over.
Yeah, I think marriage is like a status symbol for women over in the West. It makes them seem like they're better than the other women, the single women. Because he says, someone asked my wife in front of me, "How long have you been married?" She responded, "Too long." The 30 years of that. But she ain't going anywhere because secretly
Mm.
she's holding on to that 30 years. It's like her trophy. You know, that's a status symbol, 30 years. When she says that at church, they're going to stand up and say, "Praise the
Yeah.
Lord," and all of that. But behind closed doors, they're miserable.
Well, that's why I got out of the marriage I was in. I couldn't take it no more. I mean, after 8 years and all the stuff I was going through. And like I said, number one, I got married for the wrong reasons. And then I thought the same way when the kids came along, I had to stick in there. Heck with that.
How
So I'm
long
out
did
of
you
here.
know? How long did you know her, Fred, before you got married?
The problem was I didn't know her long enough. We talk about this all
Yeah.
the time. I made that mistake. When you're young, you don't think about stuff. You make mistakes. I saw her. Oh, well, this is what I really want. But then in a way, I wasn't ready to get married either. And then I wound up marrying the nightmare
Hmm.
on M Street. Man, she
Yeah.
made my life
Mm.
holy hell, man. All the stuff she was doing almost got me kicked out the military, made me lose a promotion because of the crap she was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
so that's why
crazy.
I said, when I got out of that, I said, that's it for me. I don't need another one. Okay. I'm done.
That's right. Yeah.
And then, like I said, I ran across land, and then people saying that they talking about been married, 30 years or less and everything else. But I can tell you, for the first 3 years, we did have it kind of rough. And actually, it was on me because what I had with my previous marriage, and I was kind of transferring that onto land, but that wasn't the case at all. And once I realized that, man, things just got better for us. Okay, you know, Like like I said, I wouldn't give up land for all the tea in China, as they say, man. You know,
Right.
because when you got your good one, man, you got your good one. You want to hold on to that. And then you see all the horror stories about the relationship guys have had, getting married too soon, or that visa that you talked about the other day. What's the hurry in getting somebody a visa? Are you getting them a visa because you always want her to be at your beck and call anytime you want to tap it? Is that why you're getting it? Or you getting it because you think you're lonely? Well, if you've never been to the Philippines before, take your time. Instead of going for 2 weeks, see if you can arrange it. We can go for a month, and get on what you want to do. You can get a visa for a month. If you got the type of job that allows you to telework from home where you don't have to be in the office, stay longer.
Yeah, I don't get that either, because I just uploaded the video, and we don't know enough about the visa process. We just know that we can give it to people. You don't know, okay, because a guy, I forgot to put on there that, okay, the 10-year affidavit of support that you signed, that's for her and any of her children that she brings along with her. And these aren't even your children. You still have to pay for that. And people don't understand a lot of stuff. You're right, Fred. They just want somebody that they can set right next to them. They don't have to fly back and forth over here and all of that. Why do we talk marriage so fast anyway? You don't even do that at home. If you did, you'd be married already. But we don't do it. But the minute we get off the plane, we're ready to marry somebody over here. I don't get it. It's strange to me. But Timothy Bright, thanks for that super chat. He said, well, she just drove up. I heard the car. He said, there goes my buzz. Damn, later, fellas. Wish I had a Filipina. Yeah, I hate that. I've been there and done that, man.
Well, see what it is, Calvin. We have different people, which I'm glad you do that. You have so many different people come to the panel. They're sharing their experiences, everything else. You shared your experience, because when you talk, you talk about personal stuff that happened to you, not what happened to somebody else. And people, no, that's not true. He's selling us this fairy tale. But then your other guests come on and they tell them the same thing that you said. We're telling them the same thing. Don't make our mistakes. I'm not trying to give you advice and stuff. I'm just trying to tell you what things to think about. What you're going to do. That's your business. If this is what you want to do, hey, go for it.
Now, the bomb, he says you should take care of yourself, but looks do fade. He said, look at your pictures 20 years ago. Relationships can be all about looks, but the problem is men and women, we think differently, and we age differently. If I go to my family, not my family reunion, but my class reunion, the women, most of them look a whole lot older than me. And that's because I've got something called testosterone in me. Okay? It makes my skin tighter, longer than the woman who has very little testosterone. It's a difference. And because men are hunters, looks are always going to be important to us. Now, if you make it where you both grow old together, then yeah, that's fine. But I'm 59. I don't want a 59-year-old woman. Does age matter? You say looks don't matter, but does age matter? Yeah, I don't want an old lady. I'm old enough. My father said he didn't want a woman his age because that's too many years in one bed. That's the way I look at it.
Wow.
So it's kind of funny because you were talking about 1880. You get older guys that that come over there. They wind up with a younger woman, and it works out fine. But Western world looks at it as you're robbing the cradle. You're doing this and everything else. So we're supposed to live up to what somebody think we should be doing because of our age. if I listen to other people, man, I'd probably be sitting in a rocking chair somewhere, you know.
They're not even living up to that standard, Fred.
No. And here's the thing I saw when I was back in the States, Calvin. You go to those discount stores and all that. You know, most of the people working in there were senior citizens. They had to go
Yeah.
back to work because they wasn't making enough money. Now, why would I want to retire, get Social Security, and go back to work again so I can make ends meet back there?
I've got a sister, Fred, the same age as you. She had to go
Mhm.
back to work. She retired at 67, right? But she's got
Yeah.
a mortgage because
Yeah.
she built a house, you know, that she's still paying for. Well, she's back at work now. She's 71 years old. No, 72. She turned 72 June the 19th. And I'm like, that's not the life I want, man. I've got to be able to look at something
Yeah.
and, you know, say to myself, is this what I want?
Yeah.
And it's not just her. So many of my clients, I used to take them to work. I'm like, lady, you're 81 years old. Why are you still working? She had no choice. I don't want that.
Well, when I was looking at that, even when I was back there, and you know, when I came here, and because my plans didn't happen in the Philippines, you know, I had to go back to work. Okay, but then by being on Guam, it was a lot of stress involved because it's pretty well laid back here. Okay, and everything. You know, even my workplace, I work with good people and everything else. I probably could have stayed a lot longer, but I was ready to go. You know, I mean, I sat down, had a plan, and my plan was to get my kids through school because when I got married again, of course, I had young kids. You know, with my youngest being born when I was 45. So key thing was to get them through school, you know, get their education, whatever they want to do, and they're gone. You know, they're back in the States, they're in the military. And the other thing was to pay off the mortgage on his house. Okay, those were my goals. So when I originally got this house, I had a 30-year mortgage on it. Okay, so I waited a year later, and I found a bank with a cheaper, what we call APR. So I went with that. So I reduced my 30-year mortgage down to 15 years. And what I would do is, like on the months when we had like the extra payday, I would put extra money on the house, and so I paid it off.
Now, Juan Ben says, if it is, I take offense because I'm Filipino living in the States. Not all Filipinos want only visas from Americans. Yeah, we did. I don't think we ever said that, Fred.
No, we didn't. No, we
We were
didn't.
just saying that, and on my video, I said, this is anywhere around the world where you're thinking of giving a visa and bringing somebody back to your own country. I know for a fact that not all Filipinos, a lot of them, probably the majority of them, are overseas for their own merit. You got to realize, when I married my Filipino wife and took her to America, we hung around nothing but Filipinos, you know, and most of them were nurses, and most of them came over to America on their own through work visas. We're just saying that a lot of guys come over here and they do marry Filipinos and they take them back. And we didn't make the rules, one being, you know, but facts are facts. There are people that their only way to get out of here is to marry a foreigner or an American or whatever it is like that. But no, I've been over here long enough. I don't paint anybody with that broad brush.
No.
I know enough Filipinos to know that not all Filipinos end up in America or Britain or wherever with a K-1 or a spousal visa. I just try to give my experience to help guys because they come over here and they're smitten with women over here that they don't know. They give them the visa, a lot of them who don't deserve it. They have no intention of staying with the man. I've seen it enough times. I can make a video like that. Good guys over in America who fell for that romance novel that a lot of guys are putting out there about this place. They don't give them the facts. So they bring them over. The lady, one guy, he's a good guy, man. He lives down in Florida. 1 year it took. They got married over here. Took him 1 year to bring her back on a spousal visa. She went to New Jersey first for 2 weeks. She convinced him. Then by the time she got to Florida, the green card was in the mailbox. While he was at work, she left. He hasn't seen her since.
Wow.
This is 5 years ago. This is a fact. And he's not the only one. A lot of people do that. There are people who only want that green card, only want that visa. And when they get it, they'll give a damn about your feelings. Because once it's in her hand, it's out of your hand. Good luck trying to get her. He tried everything to get the woman deported. Sorry, when she gets that green card, she got rights over there in America now. Okay? And it's almost impossible to get them, unless they commit a crime or something like that. They're not going nowhere. And she can move right next door to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the fact. And it happens, man. I see it all the time. And then there's the other side of that is the man brings the Filipino over there. He treats her so bad that she does run off and eventually meets somebody else and, and lives happily ever after.
Well, Calvin, I was telling you, I was working at the hospital. So a lot of our nurses we hired were from the Philippines. Either they applied for work visa. That's how they came over. A lot that's in the States and Texas and all that's how they get there because they were looking for professional people, or Canada, So what we're talking about, usually the average girl that probably wouldn't have a chance to get into the States unless she has a visa. And we didn't say that they were all bad, it's just a chance that you take, especially what we're talking about is you don't know the woman that well and right away you're giving her a visa, for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we don't know them.
Right,
well,
you don't.
That's all I'm
No,
saying.
you don't.
I made the video today to make guys say, like, well, hold on, slow down. Think for a minute. Who am I giving this visa to? Do I know everything I need to know about the visa process? The answer is no, you don't know. But the bomb says, notice I said all about looks. I said nothing about age. Well, if that's the case, then why are you coming over here for a young, beautiful woman or a beautiful woman? Just go ahead and stay over there and marry them ugly ducklings over there.
Or Calvin, come over and marry an old woman over in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's not about looks.
And all that.
It is about looks. I don't see nobody coming over and marrying no ugly women over here.
Well, we'll see, Calvin, I will back up on him. We were talking about the visa bit. That's what happened to me. My ex, I went on, got the visa and everything else, but we never went to the States together. She never wanted to leave the Philippines. Okay. Yeah. So I would go to Korea and then I would come back, everything up. But not too long after we wound up separating, we had some issues. And so I moved out of the house. Next thing I know, man, my commander and the first sergeant wound up shipping her, my kids and everything else back to the States and expecting me to support her back there. And I said, no. Okay. Yeah. But she had that green card already. Okay. So I'm telling you from experience, that's why it's very important you take the time to know the woman. Even if you're there in the Philippines, stationed there like I was, I didn't do my due diligence and take the time to know her, or I would have saw those warning signs already, And I don't mind putting that out there if it's going to help somebody.
Yeah, there's a lot of women over here, and there's a lot of people, men and women, they're deserving of the visa, but make sure that they are. Because that visa is a powerful tool. And once you give it to them, who's to say that she can acclimate into the States? It's not easy over there in America. It'll be wonderland for a few months or whatever, but that hamster wheel in America will chew you up and spit you out. I don't care who you are. You get on that. That's why a lot of women that get over in the Philippines, get over in America, they can't come back and visit their family. They're on that hamster wheel. They got them bills over there. They can't take off. What you get 2 weeks vacation over there or something? He said, hey, random question, Calvin, how much you weigh? I probably weigh about 100 and probably about 200. but that's about 10 pounds more than what I want to weigh. Nice topic today. Yeah, thanks, Lynn and Robert from the Philippines. But that's why a lot of us are over here, because looks don't seem to matter when it comes to the Filipina and the foreigner. But when it comes to Filipina and Filipino, it matters. Looks matter. Looks matter, Fred.
Of course it does.
And that's a fact.
Well, it was kind of funny, Calvin. We were talking about when Marilyn got a little bit older. She didn't want to, didn't like it because she's going to say something and everything else. But I tell you what, she's a darn good-looking woman, man. I don't know what she's complaining about. And what my dad used to always tell me, you want to know what a woman looks like when she get older, you look at her mother.
Oh wow, yeah, and that's true. Or look at her father.
Yeah, father or something like that. Yeah.
50% her mother. Look at her father.
Jay, have you ever heard that saying?
Yeah, I heard that.
Said, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Robert, here's Robert. Now, this guy, he's a boxer. He was a bodyguard for the stars out there in LA. He says, we can rush it too fast here too, Calvin. He said, I got married to a girl same day after the divorce decree was final in another state. But damn, Robert, what are you doing? What kind of weed is you smoking over there, Fred?
I don't know. Unless they made marijuana legal at that time.
Yeah. You were on some kind of drugs, Robert. Ain't no way I'm going to be married. And that's the thing. Yeah.
But Calvin, a lot of times, a lot of guys is doing this online relationships and all that. Americans are known to be good guys. We're known to be generous. A lot of us are. And a lot of time women take advantage of that. I was thinking about a friend of mine. He's on that long distance relationship, met this girl, said she wasn't married and all that, from Cebu area around there, and found her on Facebook and found out she got 2 kids and she got a boyfriend or a husband. And he was thinking he could have got over there. He landed with this girl, husband break down the door and kill him and get away with it. Or something. That's what he was thinking, So, you got to be very careful of that too. And that's why I always, I don't know, Kelvin, I always say this, and if the guy wants to do that, that's fine. But I'm thinking if you're meeting somebody for the first time, do not meet them at the airport. Okay.
Yeah.
Meet in a neutral place, get to know the person a little bit more, and see if there's any warning sign, things to be looking out for. So if they've been watching your videos from the very beginning, the warning signs will be evident. You will
gotta have that option to walk away.
Yeah. They're going to be, okay, the Filipina can't keep any secrets anyway.
No.
Either she's going to give herself up or the family and friends are going to give her up.
Yep.
If you stick around for a little while, you're going to see who you're dealing with. But you come right over here, she meets you at the airport, y'all spend 2 glorious weeks together, you don't see nothing but her, and you go back to America, you wasted your time over here. You signing a piece of papers, you don't know what you got over here. But
if you trying to play the long game, Cal, shouldn't you be doing that anyway, man?
What?
Shouldn't you be trying to figure out what's going on with her surroundings, what's going on with her friends, what's going on with her family? I mean, I put that on the guy. If you're not trying to do that, you just being foolish.
That's what I'm saying. We're so thirsty. Like I was telling the guy on here, a woman to show you a damn ankle and you lose your damn mind. Oh, damn. Buy you a piece of taco over there before you get over here. Cool your damn heels, man. We come up because these women over here, they're beautiful. They're gonna knock your socks off, man. You come over here, you haven't had sex in 10 years or whatever it is these guys are. They throw some crazy numbers out here, right? So you get over here and this 22-year-old woman, 25, 30, long flowing hair, perfect skin, perfect body, meets you at the damn airport. You ready to get married at the damn airport, Fred?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you probably come in with one of those special licenses in your hand.
Yeah, look, these guys are so thirsty. They're marrying these women online, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I've never seen anything like it before. I just say, come over here, man, and kind of let the dust settle. See, go ahead and drink some of that good milk. Get full, because when you full,
Mhm.
that's when you're supposed to go to the grocery store. That's what my mother told me. She
Yeah,
said, don't ever go to the grocery
you can't go
store
hungry.
Right.
because you're gonna be
Yep,
buying
can't.
what you don't need. And
Yep.
that's what we do when we come over here. We go shopping hungry. And the first 3 or 4 over here that don't look good, we ready to marry. Yeah. So that's why
But
you
but
got guys right around here.
but you're always going to come back and say, well, all women's online or scammers and everything else. But the thing is, it's a chance sometime that you take. When you're doing online relationships, even when you meet the person for the first time, 30 days is really not enough to really know them. You know,
No.
there, especially if you're not going to live in the Philippines. And if you're going to live in the Philippines, good advice, like guys constantly give, is to go over there, don't have anybody, and take your time.
The Philippines isn't going anywhere. Okay, now one being, she says, the important thing is that we
Yeah.
don't need to generalize, because people like me might misunderstand it. Appreciate the explanation. Yeah, because see, believe it or not, my channel, I'm trying to break down a lot of those barriers. I'm trying to uh, get rid of a lot of the myths that go on about the Philippines over here. That people, because we know so little about the Philippines and about Filipino culture in the West. I never generalize. Most of what I'm
Hmm.
talking about is the men's behavior that when they come over here.
Yeah.
She gives the Filipinas not stupid. She says, "Hey, I get an opportunity. This is a great opportunity for me to take care of my family and my children." He's basically just giving it to me. All I got to do is just roll around in the bed with him a few times, and I'm done. You know, I've got a whole new future now. And I'm saying, guys, we got to raise our expectations a little bit higher than that. Okay, our expectations for women over here, they're so low. See, so then when
Yeah.
we get up back to America
Yeah.
and that's all she is, then you disappointed. It's too late. See? And then we want to blame it on the Filipina. No, it's your fault. If it goes wrong, most of the times it's our fault. We chose
Yep.
the wrong one. Oh, we
Yep.
got low expectations.
Yep.
If that's all you, like Fred said, all you want, you married a woman for sex. Come on, man. That shit gets old, dude. I'm telling you. I don't care how good it is. It's going to get old,
You know.
you know.
And Jay, I'm kind of glad that you're taking your time. I mean, you got all your ducks in a row, what you want to do, and everything else. Don't need to rush into nothing. And you can move to the Philippines, and like I said, just because you moved there, don't mean you got to get married. I mean,
No,
you
you
can
really, you
live
really
life.
don't.
Because here's the other thing I hear too. When we talk about it, yeah, one of the guys, looks like you got to go in a few, Kelvin. You're probably getting that signal like you got to go in a few. But I just
No,
want to say
no,
this. Oh,
it's raining like crazy out there, and I
oh,
just saw the kids
Man, it's
running.
raining here
uh,
too.
They're
it
like,
was raining here yesterday, man. It was like cats and dogs. We had a wet 4th of July. Well, anyway, I see. What was I saying, Kelvin? I lost my train of thought here. Uh, well, it'll come back to me. Probably after we
yeah,
sign off, I'll think about
well,
it then.
this guy is telling the truth right here. He said, women have all kinds of standards for men. Now I have all kinds of standards for women. If you think that when a woman says, well, all I want is a visa from you, that's not a hell of a standard, man, that's asking a lot from you. But then all you're saying is, I want companionship and that's it. You got to raise your standards, man. We got to raise our standards, guys. If we don't, we're going to keep on getting these horror stories. That's why I brought James on. He was courageous enough to tell his story, but it's going to help a lot of guys. You don't, as much as I like James and he's a genius, he's a great artist, he's making a big mistake, man. I don't care how much you love that lady, how much care he said, I know she's the right one. No, you don't. You don't come over here and do everything that he did that quick. That's fool's gold, man, and you're gonna pay a price for that. Because now she's got 2 kids. You're gonna be responsible for those kids, man. You don't know what you're dealing with, guys. Look, slow down. Philippines is not going anywhere. The women certainly aren't going anywhere. They can't go anywhere. That's all I'm trying to say. Just chill a little bit. Because they're not going anywhere.
All this information, you're putting out and things Jay have said, things I've said, nobody's really going to listen to what you said. They're going to go out and do what they want to do anyway. And then after it happens, then they're going to start thinking, oh, I wish I would have listened. Ain't nobody telling what you need to do. All we're telling you is, what they call it, stop, look, and listen. Okay.
Yeah. It's, well, the Filipino, he's a lot more persuasive than I am, Fred.
Yeah.
I'm not nearly as persuasive as she is. Okay. They're going to listen to her first.
Yeah.
Before they listen to me. Then they're going to come back and say, oh, yeah, you were right. I get this from my personal experiences. And then people I know, man, there's guys over here now trying it again. Because the first time, they got it wrong. I mean, the Filipino took them through the ringer, man.
Sure.
Broke their heart, took a lot of the money, ran off, all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about all Filipinos.
No,
but all it takes is the one that you deal with. See, it don't take all of them. It just takes the wrong one that you bring to shatter your whole world. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, guys, it is time for us to get off here. I want to thank everybody for your super chats, your super stickers, your thumbs up. I want to tip my hat to my panel. I'm going to give y'all the last words like I always do. But this is, I've got to meet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet them. It's raining so hard here. I mean, it's really raining hard. We're supposed to meet them at the restaurant. But give us something to chew on for later on, Jay, especially for the younger guys.
Man, the big thing I would say to the younger guys is just be patient, man. Don't rush in. Fools rush in and then get their head beat off their shoulders and then got no one to blame but themselves. So just take your time, enjoy the journey. I mean, yeah, you're going to take some bumps and bruises along the way probably, but hey, that's the beauty of it, is coming out clean on the other side and getting that dub, And just shout out to you guys, man. I mean, like I said, I've been watching you guys forever, or watching your channel forever, Cal. Fred, I know you're a constant contributor, man. I mean, I soak up so much knowledge from you guys, man. And I mean, hopefully I can be that OG one day for somebody that can pass on some of the jewels that y'all drop for me, man. So thank you guys, man.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for your time today, because I know you got a good tune-up coming.
Hey, can I give one more shout out too, man?
Okay, yeah.
Let me give a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to True, man. I did check out her content, man, and I mean she seemed pretty damn genuine, man. I mean, you're gonna have haters. One of the comments I saw was, man, look at how she was dressed. Well, when I was riding in Bacolod, I was seeing, outfits similar for 50 pesos. And, for me personally, shoot, I shop at Jose Bank, but I shop off the clearance rack. People don't need to know that, you know what I'm saying? But man, just because I got a expensive looking wardrobe doesn't mean that I'm an expensive dude. You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds like to me that young lady just knows how to get it done. And I can respect that.
Yeah. I want to second that, because the only reason that I put it on my channel, because I don't put anybody on my channel, especially not women, because that always gets me in trouble. But this young lady was sweet. She was innocent, man. And she just, unless she fooled me, and I'm a good judge of character, she was real humble. I mean, I'm going to tell you, man, on a scale of She's a high 8, close to a 9. She's legit, man. Okay, and otherwise I wouldn't have put it out there. I think her channel's got potential. Hey, boobies outside getting wet. If I didn't, I would have never thrown her out there because I don't do that for just anybody. But yeah, I want to shout out her channel too. Go ahead, Fred. Give us up.
Well, even the old guys, my age and maybe a little bit younger, the 60s, and maybe above, can make the same mistake when they go to the Philippines for the first time, or because they're older, they're lonely, no kids, they're all gone, divorced, whatever. First person they meet online, they think they're in love. All I want to tell you is, if any information that we pass today, think about what we said before you go out and really do something that you're really going to regret. Yeah. That's about it I got to say about that, when it comes to us. And thanks for having me on, Calvin, because I really enjoyed it today. And Jay, it was good meeting you.
Thank you.
Hey, like I was just gonna say, man, Cal, if you could, man, share my information with Fred, man, and I'd like to get yours, man. I totally would love to continue this dialogue off the air, man. And in December, I definitely want to connect for sure.
Okay.
Infinite Loop, thanks for the super sticker. But okay. Now remember what I did for True. I did the same thing for Roger and Esmeralda's channel, and it turned their channel around. If I see a channel that has potential, I'll give them a shout out. I'll let them come on here, the panel and everything like that. Because when I met Roger and Esmeralda, their channel was dead in the water. Nobody was watching them. They had no YouTube income or anything. They came to Booby's first birthday party. And to Roger's credit, the advice I gave him, he took it and ran with it. And now their channel has blown up,
Yeah.
And who better to get information from over here than Filipinos, especially if they're going to give you the real life information. So I see the same thing in True's channel as I saw in Roger and Esmeralda's channel. Okay. But she's got to take the advice like they did. And now, hell, most of the people,
man, they on fire.
They included. They want to meet Roger and Esmeralda.
Yep. I was trying to meet them while I was there. I had reached out to Raj and we just couldn't make it connect, but such is life,
Yeah. But thanks, Hybrid 711, for that super sticker. Here they are right now. They say, good afternoon at Donald Collins. Rainy afternoon. Yeah, it's really raining here. But yeah, that's all I did. I did the same thing for her that I did for them. And any other Filipino vlogger, they can come on here. And I'll push them out there, man. But once they start showing up on your channel, it's up to you to keep them, Fred. Show some of them gams over there. Slow motion on the beat, Fred.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see y'all next time.
Okay. Take care, guys.
All right. See you guys, man.